Chapter 749. At the same time. Wanting Tower. Ji Yao's expression was also extremely cold. In the hall. Ji Yao suddenly slammed the table and said coldly, "Uncle Wang, Fan Ping actually came to Sky Plant's city. We must kill him this time." Jinan said in a low voice, "Little Yao, this is Sky Plant's royal court's matter. It has nothing to do with us. If we make a move here, it will make Sky Plant's royal court vigilant. Now that Sky Plant's city has set up a trap, if Fan Ping is really here, he definitely can't escape." As she said that, Jinan looked outside through the window and said, "Moreover, no one can say for sure whether it is Fan Ping or not. No one has seen Fan Ping before. Everything is said by the Sky Plant's army. Little Yao, sometimes what you hear may not be true, and what you see may not be true. Sky Plant's royal court's situation is complicated now. Maybe someone is deliberately setting it up." Deliberately setting it up. Ji Yao was a little doubtful. Beside her, Xian Tong said lightly, "It's still possible. Whether it is Fan Ping or not, who can say for sure? It's not surprising that someone wants to use Fan Ping's name to make some arrangements. Fan Ping is a resurrected martial artist. Even if he explains, who will believe him? Moreover, there won't be such a chance at all. Who will listen to Fan Ping's explanation?" Ji Yao fell silent. After a moment, she suddenly said, "If it is really Fan Ping, I heard that he came to Wanting Tower before. Could he be hiding among us now?" Jinan said with amusement. "How could that be? He made a big commotion at Huai Manor previously. How would he dare to come to Wanting Tower again? Moreover, we know our people very well. He can't impersonate us rashly." Ji Yao frowned. "That's not for sure. If it is really Fan Ping, this person is extremely daring. He might dare to do it. Uncle Wang, we still have to investigate in case he sneaks into our side." Jinan thought for a moment and said, "That's true. Then let everyone gather and investigate one by one." Ji Yao suddenly looked at Xianjun and the rest, frowning slightly. "The few of you have to investigate too. Based on my understanding of him, this person is extremely daring. The more dangerous it is, the more he has to try. The few of you have different identities. The more you are like that, the more likely it is that you will be impersonating him." As she said that, Ji Yao continued, "According to the current news, Fan Ping might have impersonated Kui Ming, Maple Jade, and Fei Hua. When Kui Ming died, Maple Jade was at the scene. At that time, Maple Jade purposely chose to meet us at the Divine Guest House. Maybe he had the intention to observe us." Upon hearing this, the descendants of the monarchs were somewhat displeased. A young man said slowly, "Ji Yao, there's no need to do this, right? Don't tell me you don't even trust us? Be careful." Ji Yao responded coldly, then snorted and said, "This person is my great enemy. I must kill him. This Empress can't completely trust the few of you, but it's naturally fine to prove that you aren't him." Everyone looked at each other, speechless and aggrieved. When did things reach this stage? He still had to prove that he was himself? The few of them felt helpless. Soon, one of the young men slapped his chest, and a crack appeared on his chest, revealing his internal organs that had been completely transformed from energy. Then, this person drank a big mouthful of life essence, saying slightly helplessly, "Ji Yao, is there no other way? With the Heavenly Plant's royal court's inspection this time, who knows how many people will die?" Ji Yao said coldly, "The ones who die are their people, it's not our place to worry." "But," Ji Yao looked at Jinan and said, "Uncle Wang, is this the only way to check? Is there no way to break his qi concealment technique?" Jinan pondered and said, "I've never seen Fan Ping before, and I don't know what kind of technique he used to conceal his qi. Before this, you guys couldn't detect it. Maybe it's because you guys aren't strong enough. It's hard to say whether he can hide it from God general level martial artists. But if it's really him this time, then it means that he has the ability to do so. As for true king level, it's impossible to determine at the moment. The biggest difference between resurrected martial artists and us is the difference in qi, as well as some differences in their structure. If G can't be determined, then we can only use this method to determine. Or, after thinking for a while, G-Nan suddenly laughed and said, "Actually, there's another way, the indestructible deity materialization. This is actually very simple, and it's easier to determine, but the indestructible deity materialization is an ability that only high-ranked martial artists can have. If he disguises himself as a middle or low-ranked martial artist, then there's no way to determine it." As soon as this was said, the youth who ruptured his internal organs earlier said helplessly, "Master Jinan, doesn't this mean that what I did just now was useless?" Jinan laughed and said, "Actually, it's still more accurate to determine the internal organs. The indestructible deity materialization can change its form. Fan Ping's materialization is more complicated, and it's easier to transform a complicated materialization into a simple one. However, he hasn't seen our materialization before, and if he wants to transform it, there's no reference, so this method of judgment can still be used. After all, we can't let all high-ranked martial artists rupture their own internal organs and let others examine them." Ji Yao nodded slightly and said, "You guys just need to show your indestructible deity materialization." Xian Jin and the others were helpless, and did not say much, showing their materialization one after another. Some were in the form of monsters, some in the form of weapons. These were also the most common materialization forms. Ji Yao watched for a while, not saying anything. Soon, Ji Yao summoned those Destiny Royal Court martial artists. This time, the envoy group came close to 100 people. There were more than 10 high-ranked martial artists, and the rest were all rank 6. The two god generals, Ji Nan and Xian Tong, began to check one by one. Soon, Ji Nan laughed and said, "Little Yao, you're worrying too much. There's no resurrected martial artist." Ji Yao breathed a sigh of relief, stood up and walked to the window, looking at the chaotic sky plant city outside, and asked hesitantly, "Where is Fan Ping?" Seeing her like this, Ji Nan was also very helpless. Ji Yao had been arrogant since she was young, and she had almost never been at a disadvantage. In the end, it was not the first time she was defeated by Fan Ping. Wang Zhandi almost died in Fan Ping's hands, and on the trip to the 18 Southern Territories, she even lost her divine weapon, even causing the 18 Southern Territories to be lost. This had a lot to do with Ji Yao. After that, she even pushed for the two royal courts to cooperate, resulting in the death of a true king. If it were someone else, they would have been long dead. Although Ji Yao relied on the Ji family's power and was not seriously affected, these things still dealt a big blow to her. As they spoke, Ji Nan suddenly roared, "How dare you!" As soon as the words came out, he and Xian Tong rushed toward a basilica on the left at the same time, directly breaking through the wall, instantly killing their way to the monster's resting area next to it. Damn it! Ji Nan saw the situation in the basilica clearly, and was instantly furious. His mentality suddenly overflowed, his aura exploding, and he roared, "Fan Ping has been here! Quick, surround this place immediately!" At this time, Xian Tong had already rushed out, looking everywhere. Ji Yao also entered the basilica. When she saw the phoenix chirping continuously, she hurriedly began to communicate. Very soon, Ji Yao's face was livid, and she gritted her teeth and said, "It's Fan Ping! It's that bastard!" The phoenix said that its vision suddenly went black, and then it lost consciousness. When it woke up again, Tyrannosaurus and Chihu were already gone. This time, Destiny Royal Court brought a lot of monsters with them. There were even 5 high-ranked monsters. These high-ranked monsters could not be treated as normal monsters, and they also had their own resting area. Now there were only 3 left here. Ji Nan's mentality had already spread out, and she said coldly, "How dare they! Actually making a move right under our noses. If this kind of person doesn't die, then we'll have to be careful in the future." They really did not expect this. When the Sky Plant Army was patrolling, when the whole city was surrounded, that guy actually dared to appear in 1,000 buildings, just next door, and killed 2 rank 7 monsters. They were also human, and if they were human, they could not always be on guard. Nan, on the other hand, sensed the change in aura very quickly, but in just a moment, the person disappeared. Everyone's faces were livid. If this kind of person did not die, they really had to be careful in the future. It was too dangerous. In just a moment, he killed 2 rank 7 monsters, and he also ran away. It was too scary. Not only did Nan investigate the surroundings, but he also investigated the entire 1,000 buildings. Seeing that these people were chasing after the enemy, as if they had forgotten about other places, in the corner, 2 rank 4 martial artists looked terrified. One of them, blood flowing from his mouth, a large hole opened in his chest, and most of the internal organs inside were shattered. He said, trembling, Sir? Ji Yao and the others glanced sideways. These 2 people were sent by 1,000 buildings to feed the monsters. Looking at the injuries on both of them, they should have been injured by the monsters. Ji Yao looked at the phoenix sparrow, and the phoenix sparrow chirped a few times. Ji Yao said coldly, "The phoenix sparrow said that it woke up and accidentally hurt these 2 people. Someone, give these 2 some fountain of life." Thank you, Your Highness." Both of them looked excited. Their injuries were extremely serious. Without the fountain of life, they would die without a doubt. However, they were just small fries. Where would they get the fountain of life? 1,000 buildings would not care about the life and death of 2 small fries, and would not waste the fountain of life on them. Among the people Ji Yao brought, a commander martial artist stepped forward, frowned, and poured a little fountain of life on both of their chests. Very soon, both of their injuries recovered at a speed visible to the naked eye. Ji Yao tilted her head and said, "Both of you, did you notice anything unusual?" "Your Highness, I was serving a few Lord Divine Beasts and did not notice anything. When I woke up." As this person spoke, he looked at the phoenix sparrow with some fear. Just now, when the phoenix sparrow flapped its wings, the 2 of them could not even withstand the aftermath, and were almost killed. Seeing this, Ji Yao did not ask any more, also knowing that she would not be able to get anything out of him. At this time, people from 1,000 buildings side also arrived. A commander powerhouse hurried into the main hall. Seeing that 2 monsters were missing, his expression changed drastically, saying hurriedly, "Your Highness." Ji Yao snorted coldly, full of dissatisfaction. This was Sky Plant City. Ridiculous Sky Plant City. With so many powerhouses, they actually let Fang Ping wreak havoc. Even 2 high-ranked monsters were killed. Ji Yao snorted coldly and did not say anything more, turning to leave. After thinking for a while, she suddenly said, "Uncle Wang, can he pretend to be a monster?" Nan was stunned for a moment, saying uncertainly, "I don't think so. The monster race is completely different from us, and not the same system. Also, the monster race is huge." Although she said that, Nan still used her mentality, scanning the 3 monsters inch by inch. A few monsters seemed to be slightly dissatisfied, neighing in a low voice. After a moment, Nan shook her head and said, "There should be no problem." Ji Yao breathed a sigh of relief, not asking any more, saying, "Uncle Wang, pay more attention these few days. Don't let that guy have another chance." "Don't worry." Nan glanced at Xiantong, who was negotiating with the Sky Plant army outside, and did not say anything more. Everyone left one after another. At this time, the commander of 1,000 buildings glanced at the 2 terrified subordinates at the side and shouted, "Useless! Serve the few divine beast lords well. If there are any more mistakes, don't even think about living." The 2 of them hurriedly responded. At this time, one of them said softly, "Wooly, are you okay?" The man called Wooly shook his head slightly, his expression still filled with shock and fear. The man who asked before was somewhat helpless, sighing softly, saying, "Be careful. If there are any more mistakes, our lives will be in danger." Luckily, Her Highness Ji Yao took pity on us and rewarded us with the fountain of life to heal. Otherwise, both of us would not be able to live. Wu Li nodded, continuing to maintain his silence, looking at the injury on his chest, his thoughts unknown. Seeing that he did not utter a word, the man knew that he was probably scared out of his wits, and did not say anything else. In reality, he was also scared out of his wits. Right now, his legs were trembling. It was too terrifying. Wanting Tower had actually been broken into by someone, and they had almost died here. At this moment, Fan Ping, who was called Wu Li, looked at the wound on his chest that was healing, thinking about a very serious problem. Is it useful for me to pretend to be this guy? As for his internal organs, Fan Ping felt that there was something wrong with those people's brains. He was a rank 8 golden body. Even if his internal organs were shattered, he would not die. Just now, in that instant, he directly shattered his internal organs, the kind that were completely shattered. He conveniently took out the internal organs of the true Black Force and stuffed them into his own internal organs. Some of them were shattered, and no one would want to take a second look at them after the first glance. How simple! He did not want his internal organs anymore, that should be fine, right? However, would pretending to be a guy who raised monsters be useful? Ji Yao, this woman is so paranoid, she's even a little neurotic. How can I pretend to be a monster? Even monsters have to be checked, she's crazy. Fan Ping really could not pretend to be a monster. It was not a problem with his aura. It was that his form could not change that appearance. Although golden body powerhouses were strong, their strength lay in their golden bones. Unless Fan Ping shattered his own bones and reassembled them, he might be able to reassemble them into a monster's skeleton. But that included the skull. Shattering his own skull, he might really die. Idiot! Fan Ping cursed in his heart. Did she really think that he was omnipotent? This monster's head was so big, it was impossible to pretend. It was not a big problem to raise the bones slightly and compress them a little. If it was a complete transformation, he would still kill himself. My internal organs have just been shattered. Ji Yao and the others all saw it. They probably won't suspect me anymore, right? Fan Ping glanced at his companion beside him, but this guy was a problem. He did not know what was going on with Wu Li. If not for the fact that he wanted to leave someone to deal with 1,000 buildings, it would have been better to kill him just now. But it's good that I've snuck into 1,000 buildings. It's so close, I can also investigate and understand these people's situation. I'll find a chance to stir up some trouble, kill a few people, and continue pretending. As for the royal court's lockdown, Fan Ping felt that it was a stupid decision. 10 million people! If you check them one by one, let's not talk about how long it will take. After you check one, I'll kill the one that has already been checked, and I'll continue pretending. What a joke, unless I kill everyone in the city directly. Then I'll admit defeat. Fan Ping was full of disdain. If he had the guts, he would do it. Kill everyone in the city below high ranks, then he would be willing to die with them. But if it did not work, what was the point of the lockdown? At most, he would continue to mingle in Sky Plant City. But I can't run out now. If I leave the city alone, I'll be more conspicuous. It's better to wait for the Holy Fruit Feast to end and leave together. Fan Ping had a plan in his heart. If he went out alone now, even if he really broke out of the encirclement, he would still be killed. The royal court was so big, where would he be afraid? On the way, there would be a lot of people in the royal city. If he was chased from behind, he might not be able to return to Earth alive. It's more reliable to go back through the king's battleground. Fan Ping was thinking about these things now, waiting for an opportunity. He believed that someone would create an opportunity for him. It was not an opportunity to impersonate someone else, but an opportunity to go to the king's battleground. If they could not kill him here, those people would go to the king's battleground. They would definitely go there. Old Wang, you guys give it your all. Fan Ping sighed in his heart. If they did not give it their all and did not make a big commotion, they would not go to the king's battleground. Then, he might not have the chance to go there quickly. If time dragged on, he would be easily exposed. At the same time, the king's battleground. Rank 7 territory. Li Han Song blew up an early-stage rank 7 martial artist with a punch, laughing loudly. I, Li Han Song, am here. Fan Ping will be here soon. I'll kill all of you. If you're not happy, come and kill me. Not far away, Qin Fengqing scolded. What are you doing? You guys are crazy. Why do you have to get involved with that bastard Fang Ping? Qin Fengqing was going crazy. We're here to make a fortune, not to court death. Fang Ping has so many enemies, why do you guys have to get involved with him? Li Hansong did not care about him, laughing loudly. See? This person is Qin Fengqing, Fang Ping's cousin. They're closer than real brothers. If we kill him, Fang Ping will come for revenge no matter what. Come on, I came to the king's battleground this time to seek revenge. How dare you chase after us last time, you're asking for it. Crazy. Really crazy. Qin Fengqing wanted to cry but had no tears. You're the F***king cousin with Fang Ping, I'm not. I'm innocent. You're asking for it. At this moment, powerhouses came from all directions using flight steps, each of them furious. Run! Li Hansong shouted. Yao Qingjun, Wang Jinyang, and the rest did not hesitate, using flight steps to escape. Qin Fengqing felt extremely wronged, saying sullenly, What are you guys doing? Stop fooling around, guys, I'm going to die because of you. Wang Jinyang used flight steps to escape, laughing. What are you afraid of? Didn't you always think that you're stronger than us? But you're not famous, who would know who you are? Now you're stepping on Fang Ping's name, so we can show our faces. Last time in the king's battleground, we killed many people too, but they only know Fang Ping, not us. Isn't this not giving us face? Old Wang, don't be crazy, you're going to kill us. Qin Fengqing really wanted to cry. Stop fooling around. I'm so scared. Here in the rank 7 region, they were all chasing after them now. He was going crazy. He did not get any benefits, but he had really made a name for himself. Listen! Qin Fengqing! Where's Fang Ping? I'll kill you! I want to see if Fang Ping will come or not! Qin Fengqing, you're dead meat! You can't escape! From all directions, dozens of rank 7 martial artists roared one after another. Qin Fengqing was exasperated. He was here to make a fortune, not to seek death. He could not live on like this anymore. Old Wang and the rest of these lunatics did not come for anything else but to make a name for themselves. Now, their names were really big. Previously, some of the rank 7 martial artists who were scattered were killed by them. Now, they were all gathered together to hunt them down. If this went on, he was going to explode. In front, Li Hansong laughed loudly. A bunch of trash, and you want to kill us? Where's Ji Yao? Where's Feng Miexing? Where did those trash go? Weren't they clamoring to kill us earlier? Did they want to kill Fang Ping? Now we're here. Do we even need Fang Ping to make a move? We'll kill you until you're scared witless. A bunch of trash. How dare you clamor to kill us? Remember my name, Li Hansong. If Feng Miexing and the rest of the trash dare to come, I'll blow them up directly. Bastard! Bastard my ass! Come and kill me! Li Hansong was clamoring fiercely, but he still held on to Yao Qingjun tightly. He transmitted his voice. Run quickly, you're too slow! Yao Qingjun did not say a word and sped up again. Li Hansong grumbled. Why are you so useless? It was so good in the past, they couldn't find us if we weren't in their line of sight. Now we're being hunted down every day. Yao Qingjun was furious. He transmitted his voice and scolded. I'm not as capable as Fang Ping. It's good enough that you can run. Your ability to provoke hatred is 30% of Fang Ping's. If this goes on, let me tell you, we'll all be in danger. Li Hansong grinned. What's there to be afraid of? Don't worry, after we kill a few more people, someone will definitely spread the news and wait for Feng Miexing and the rest to come and kill us. You're crazy! Yao Qingjun was helpless too. He transmitted his voice. You and Old Wang have been killing people since you came in. You've been trying to lure Feng Miexing and the rest in. Why? Do you really want to kill Feng Miexing and the rest here? Can't we? It's not that we can't. Yao Qingjun was speechless. He was even helpless. He transmitted, "But the four of us are no match for them. There are almost 100 of them rank 7 martial artists now. If Feng Yexing and the rest come in, there will be more people." Right now, the two majestic courts have yet to unite completely. Once these people come in, they may officially unite. When that time comes, how are we going to escape? Then let's get out. Yao Qingjun was speechless. Was it that easy to get out? Right now, many rank 7s were watching the exit. What were these two fellows up to? At the same time, Qin Fengqing tugged at Old Wang, transmitting his voice. "Old Wang, what are you doing? Don't tell me you want Fang Ping to come in? But that fellow Fang Ping might be eating dust somewhere now. If Feng Yexing and the rest come, but Fang Ping doesn't, we're dead meat." Wang Jinan laughed, transmitting his voice. "Don't worry. Fang Ping will come. Of course, it's hard to say when. We have to make a big fuss. Otherwise, if Feng Yexing and the rest look down on us, they might not come. But if we suffer heavy losses here, they won't be able to hold back. But what if he doesn't come? Nothing. Old Wang, don't do this. Tell me what plan you have. I'm going to die if you don't." "If this goes on, won't we be making dumplings for them?" Wang Jinan hesitated for a moment, smiling. "It's okay. Don't worry, we have a trump card." "What trump card?" "It won't work if I say it." Qin Fengqing wanted to cry but had no tears. After a while he said, "What the F***ck? You guys are crazy. I regret it now. If I knew this would happen, I wouldn't have come. Now, I don't get any benefits, and I'm being hunted every day." Qin Fengqing pulled a long face. He could not live on anymore. What if Fang Ping could not come? Wait for death. Wang Jinan patted his shoulder, looking helpless. "I told you not to follow us, but you insisted. It's too late to cry now." Qin Fengqing looked dejected. "Nonsense. How would I know that you guys would be so crazy? You came here not to look for treasures, but to kill people. If you want to kill people, so be it. The key is that you didn't get any benefits. It's a big loss." Seeing his dejection, Old Wang comforted him again. "Don't worry. This time, when Fang Ping comes, he'll definitely earn a lot. It'll be enough for you to eat for a few years. But if you count on yourself, how much can you earn? If you don't get Fang Ping here, how can you have the chance to earn a lot?" Qin Fengqing scolded him telepathically. "Why don't you let this guy impersonate you or someone else? He could even impersonate Fatty Jiang. Why did he have to go through the restricted areas? Isn't he just bored? There are more opportunities to make a fortune in the restricted areas. Forget it. He just wants to show off. Otherwise, he could kill a few restricted area martial artists here, then impersonate someone else. Isn't that the same? That's different. The martial artists here stay here all year round. Other than people like Feng Yexing who leave frequently, there are others who stay here for decades and don't leave." As Old Wang said that, he added, "You should be faster. You can't beat them in a fight, and you can't outrun them either. What's the use of keeping you?" Qin Fengqing was speechless. He felt even more helpless. How would he know that he would be hunted the moment he entered? Please remember this book's domain name. 9 Heavens Divine Emperor. Chapter 750. Sky Plant City. Wanting Tower. Fang Ping fed the phoenix with energy stones. Not only energy stones but also some life essence. Fang Ping was jealous. Damn, so extravagant. He really wanted to kill them and rob them of their dog food. As he was feeding, Jiao walked in and walked straight to the phoenix, saying, "Phoenix, I'm going to the imperial court to participate in the holy fruit feast tomorrow. I can't bring you along." "You..." Jiao hesitated. She turned to Jinan and said, "Uncle Wang, Fang Ping hasn't been caught yet. If we go and he attacks again, what will happen to the phoenix?" The phoenix sparrow also let out a few low cries. It was scared. Fang Ping was too scary. It was also a rank 7 monster that had forged a golden body in advance. Fang Ping captured it just like that. It did not even have time to react. Now that Ji Yao and the rest had left, wouldn't it and the other 2 monsters have to be careful? Ji Nan muttered. It should be fine. Would Fang Ping dare to come again? Besides, Guardian Tian, you will come out tomorrow. Wanting Tower is not far from the palace. Fang Ping won't have the guts to show up now. Ji Yao hesitated. At this time, Xianjun entered the basilica and smiled. Ji Yao, don't worry too much. If you're really worried, let King Tong stay at Wanting Tower. Ji Yao glanced at him and said, Divine General Xian Tong isn't going to the palace? Xianjun chuckled. King Tong has already entered Divine Path. If he goes, he won't have the chance to fight for the holy fruit. King Nan going is enough. With you and King Nan around, what can the Sky Plant's royal court do to us? Ji Yao nodded. All right, let General Xiantong stay at Wanting Tower. If Fang Ping dares to show up, that's for the best. Kill him! Having said that, Ji Yao's face darkened again. She cursed. The Sky Plant's military is a bunch of trash. Really trash. Ji Yao's impression of the Sky Plant's military was terrible. Not only the military, but the Sky Plant's royal court was also trash. They still could not find Fang Ping. They chatted for a while and did not stay. After confirming that Divine General Xiantong would stay tomorrow, Ji Yao and the Phoenix chatted for a while and left. After they left, Fang Ping glanced at Xianjun, who was beside Ji Yao. You're courting death. Fang Ping felt very helpless. Previously, Xiantong had been following Xianjun around. Fang Ping was worried that he was not familiar with Xianjun and that Xiantong would notice something unusual. After all, they were uncle and nephew and were quite close. But now, Xianjun actually wanted Xiantong to stay behind. Then he would be able to do it. Xianjun was both arrogant and self-abased. Due to the death of the true king and his family, he wasn't close to the other descendants of the true king. The only one who spoke was Ji Yao. However, Ji Yao's attitude towards him had become much colder, and she didn't pay much attention to him. Other than Xiantong, her family, Xianjun barely talked to anyone else. What a good candidate! It's just that it's not easy to kill. There were still 2 divine generals here, and they were practically inseparable. It would be a little difficult to kill Xianjun. Xianjun was only at rank 8 first refinement. Fang Ping did not think it would be too difficult to kill him if he wanted to achieve rank 8 second refinement. Even if this guy's grandfather died, he wouldn't have the protection of a true monarch's clone. There was no other reason. The true king had fallen. Even if he had a split body before, it would be crippled now. Unlike the other descendants of the true king, who might have such a thing. Therefore, killing Xianjun should be the easiest way to kill the descendants of the true king. How can I kill him without anyone noticing? Although dragging someone into the golden house could conceal his aura, Xianjun was a rank 8 martial artist. If he suddenly lost his aura in front of a rank 9 powerhouse, wouldn't that be a confession? I have to lure them away, but these guys are all very timid now. They don't dare to disperse easily. Fang Ping's mind was filled with thoughts. Then, he looked at the monsters. Perhaps he still had to land on their heads. The monsters had gone crazy and ran away. Ji Nan and Xiantong were going to capture them, right? The monsters had gone crazy and caused chaos in Wanting Tower. Would Xianjun and Xiantong separate? The remaining 3 monsters were all rank 7 monsters. Among them, the Phoenix Sparrow was the strongest. It might be comparable to a rank 8 weakling. Even a rank 8 martial artist would find it difficult to subdue a monster like this. It would also be difficult to subdue them without hurting them. If it was a rank 9, it would be easier to kill it. If he wanted to protect the monsters, it would be more difficult. I don't care anymore. I'll create some chaos. Whether it's Xianjun or the others, I'll give it a try. The probability of Xianjun being alone was the highest. This guy was very arrogant and did not group with others. If Xiantong left, this guy would most likely follow behind Ji Yao. If Ji Yao's monster mount was in trouble, would Ji Yao still have the mood to care about him? Thinking of this, Fan Ping looked at the monsters again. How could he make them go crazy? Don't blame me. I can only use you guys as practice. Fan Ping knew a way to make the monsters go crazy. It was simple. He could destroy their mentality. However, it was not a complete destruction, but a state where their mentality was scattered. Under such circumstances, whether it was a human or a monster, they would go crazy. The key was control. If he used too much force and completely destroyed their mentality, then they would die. If he used too much force, he would not be able to make the monsters go crazy. If they were still conscious, then they would not go crazy. It's my first time doing this. I'm not very familiar with it. Don't blame me if I kill them. Fan Ping began to waiting for the sky to turn dark. It was not good to move in broad daylight. At night, a little chaos was also good. In the palace, the Lord was getting more and more tired. Hua Qidao, the right Divine General, and Divine General Li were all silent, waiting for the Lord to speak. After an unknown amount of time, the Lord suddenly laughed. Where do you think he is hiding now? Could it be that he has already left? Hua Qidao said softly. The Lord laughed. Then the disappearance of the monsters in Wanting Tower, was it done by someone else? Hua Qidao thought for a moment. I'm actually curious. Why did he kill the monsters? The Lord was slightly stunned. After a moment, he said helplessly, It's hard to guess. Maybe he was interested in the monsters' carcasses and wanted to bring them back to forge a divine weapon. As soon as he said that, the expressions on their faces were complicated. A guy who did not play by the rules was a real headache. Why did Fan Ping kill the monsters? For the people of Destiny Royal Court? But the Heavenly Mandate Royal Court had 2 divine generals there. For him, killing monsters was an arduous and unrewarding task. After the incident, worried that Fan Ping would sneak in, Destiny Royal Court checked again and confirmed that Fan Ping did not take advantage of the chaos to sneak in. If that was the case, it meant that Fan Ping was really killing monsters for the sake of killing them. Could it be that he was trying to intimidate Destiny Royal Court? Or was he trying to divert everyone's attention? If he doesn't follow the rules, it'll be hard to judge his every move. The Lord was speechless. How could a guy who did not know what he was thinking or what he would do next predict his next move? The right Divine General thought for a moment and said, He can't keep hiding. He must want to leave Sky Plant City as soon as possible. But now, Sky Plant City allows entry but not exit. It's heavily guarded. If he wants to leave, he can only find a suitable opportunity. If we extend the lockdown, the only thing he can do is leave with some important people. After the Holy Fruit Feast ends, the Highnesses and the people of Destiny Royal Court will leave. This is inevitable. So the main focus is on them. Lord, send someone to monitor these places. Fan Ping will reveal his whereabouts sooner or later. The Lord pondered for a moment and said slowly, Then continue to monitor these places. Now that the plan has been disrupted, we have to capture Fan Ping and answer to the true King's Hall. Otherwise, this will be troublesome. The Lord said slowly, If you were him, who would he impersonate? They looked at each other. Hua Qidao hesitated for a moment and said, It'd be best if he's a martial artist under the Highnesses. He won't attract too much attention. Previously, he impersonated a martial artist under Feng Niesheng. His position is neither high nor low. It's just right. The right Divine General thought for a moment and said, Actually, the Highnesses might not leave. On the other hand, the people from Destiny Royal Court will definitely leave. Previously, when he killed the monsters at Wanting Tower, maybe he wanted to sneak in. He just didn't find the opportunity. If it were me, to ensure that I can leave Sky Plant City, I'd continue to look for opportunities. The Lord laughed. That's right. That's very likely. If that's the case, if something happens to Wanting Tower again, he might have found the opportunity to sneak into Destiny Royal Court's team. Once the Holy Fruit Feast ends, the people from Destiny Royal Court will leave. This is inevitable. If he wants to leave as soon as possible, this is his chance. The Right Divine General's eyes flickered. Then I'll keep an eye on Destiny Royal Court. My lord, we can even contact the two Divine Generals secretly, and tell them to pay attention to all this and lure Fan Ping to death. The lord tapped his seat lightly. After a while he laughed. All right, tell them not to be too careless. This guy is very slippery. As he said that, the lord smiled and shook his head. Who would have thought that we'd be troubled by a martial artist who's not even a divine general? Even if he dies, he should be proud. The huge royal court was troubled by a martial artist who'd been resurrected. Even the imperial city was locked down. This was the first time in history that something like this had happened. On this day, the two divine generals also received the Right Divine General's message. The three deity realm powerhouses were all calm and collected, waiting silently. It was not just Wanting Tower. The residences of the powerhouses who might leave the royal court after the Holy Fruit Feast were also being watched. If Fan Ping wanted to leave, he would definitely not choose those who were uncertain. Destiny Royal Court had the greatest hope. The sky darkened once again. Fan Ping had been very quiet recently. The other martial artist who fed the monsters with him also did not speak much. The atmosphere in the Imperial City was not good recently. Here, the high-ranked monsters were also intelligent, so they did not dare to speak carelessly. This had saved Fan Ping a lot of trouble. Fan Ping began to feed the monsters again, cursing them again and again in his heart. They could really eat 5 meals a day. They stuffed themselves to death. Like a big boss, he fed the monsters some energy stones. Fan Ping also had to help them clean their fur. Fan Ping prepared to make his move as he worked. Before he made his move, Fan Ping discreetly stuffed one of the energy stones from the dog food into his storage space. The monsters had a big appetite. Ji Yao and the others were also people who did not care about the energy stones. They provided them freely. No one would know if a piece was missing. Most people could not take it away, let alone dare to. Fan Ping was not greedy for this energy stone. He just wanted to test if there was any danger. In the end, after the energy stone entered the storage space, there was no reaction for a long time. Fan Ping hesitated slightly. Was it the presence of the two god generals that caused the danger, or was it because of something else? With these two god generals here, I've always been in danger. It makes sense that my wealth did not increase. But if they don't suspect my identity, there shouldn't be any danger, right? Could it be that they suspect me? Or are they suspecting everyone in Wanting Tower? Fan Ping felt a headache coming on. This was not easy. His wealth did not increase. This meant that there was danger. Was he suspected? Wanting Tower is still in great danger. The kind that I can't handle. Otherwise, my wealth would not have increased. The key is, did they suspect me? Or did they think that I would appear here and wait for me? Fan Ping did not know whether he should do it or not. At this time, Fan Ping suddenly said in a low voice, "Do you think the thief from last time will continue to come to us?" He did not even know the other person's name, so he ignored it directly. The person beside him glanced at the three monsters carefully, and said in a low voice, "It's hard to say. That person is too bold. If we had died here the last time," Fan Ping suddenly said self-deprecatingly, "we don't even know if the corpses can be preserved. Maybe we would have given them directly." Clang clang. The Phoenix Sparrow suddenly called out. Fan Ping glanced at the Phoenix Sparrow, and saw the disdain in its eyes. He laughed hurriedly and said, "I didn't mean it that way. Lord Beast God will naturally not be interested in my dirty flesh and blood." Fan Ping explained hurriedly. Beside him, the other person also bowed hurriedly. Then, he glanced at Fan Ping and said in a muffled voice, "Don't talk nonsense. If we really die, no one will want our corpses. We can dig a hole and bury them. We can even provide some energy for the giant mine underground." Fan Ping laughed. "If we really want to dig a hole and bury us, I would rather be buried in the Imperial Court. I would live in the Imperial City and see the Imperial Court right in front of me. Fan Ping stopped halfway through his sentence. The person beside him laughed softly. Don't even think about it. Who are we to be buried in the Imperial Court? But you can't be wrong. Our underground mine is one of the Imperial Court mines. We can be considered to be somewhat related to the Imperial Court. Fan Ping nodded slightly. There was danger. However, he could give it a try. He had changed so many identities. What if he changed to a dead person's identity? If there was danger, it would be extremely dangerous to attack Xianjun at the first instance. However, it would be hard to say for the second time. I don't care if you guys have any suspicions. I'll die once first. I'll act when the opportunity arises. Fan Ping made up his mind. In the next moment, the man beside him and the three monsters blacked out. They entered the golden house once again. Roar! The three demonic beasts were extremely terrified. Again? Boom! This time, Fan Ping compressed the entire space. From all directions of the golden house, mentality pierced the three monsters. His mental energy was above 4,000 hertz, which was slightly stronger than these few beasts. A blood-curdling scream was heard. Fan Ping and the other follower did not make a sound. It was as if they were already dead. Fan Ping moved extremely quickly. Once again, he shattered his own internal organs. Similarly, he shattered the internal organs of the person beside him. Then, the golden house disappeared in the blink of an eye. As soon as it appeared, Fan Ping's mentality exploded again. The entire basilica collapsed. Fan Ping and the other person fell to the ground abruptly. Their eyes were wide open. They died with a grievance. Meanwhile, the three monsters were going berserk. Their mentality was under attack. The monsters' mentality was average to begin with. At this moment, they were slightly delirious. Roar! Clang, clang, the monsters had just appeared outside the golden house. In the blink of an eye, three extremely powerful auras were emitted. Then, in the blink of an eye, three silhouettes appeared in the damaged basilica. Damn it! Jinan and the other two hurriedly suppressed the monsters that had gone berserk. Jinan had just suppressed them for a while. Suddenly, her expression changed. She shouted, Yao or all of you, come over here! On the other side, Ji Yao and the rest rushed over when they heard the commotion. Jinan looked at them while suppressing Phoenix Sparrow. Her mentality overflowed. She scolded, Damn it! How can someone run so fast? Where is he? At this moment, outside of Wanting Tower, God generals rose into the air one after another, searching everywhere. Underground, on the ground, and in the sky, a large number of martial artists started patrolling. In the damaged basilica, the right God General did not say a word. He bombarded the ground to see if there were any secret passages. As for the two middle-ranked martial artists who had died, the right God General did not even look at them. If they were dead, so be it. Now, in order to capture Fan Ping, they could even use high-ranked martial artists as bait, let alone two servants. After bombarding for a while, the right God General said in a low voice, How did he get here? How did he leave? Having said that, his eyes suddenly moved. He shouted, Everyone in Wanting Tower, gather here! Everyone! Sky Plants Military, enter Wanting Tower and search. Don't let go of any place. As soon as he said that, Ji Yao, who had just arrived, took a look at the still berserk Phoenix Sparrow. Her eyes showed a hint of heartache. Then she gritted her teeth and said, Could he really be hiding among us? The right God General's expression was ugly. He said in a low voice, It's possible. If he's quick, he can create chaos and hide among the crowd again. It'll be very difficult to detect him. Jinan frowned. But since he's already among us, why is he creating chaos? The right God General's expression was gloomy. Maybe it's to gain more. Fan Ping is audacious and greedy. Tonight's operation might be related to tomorrow's holy fruit feast. The most dangerous place is also the safest place. Maybe he also knows that we've guessed that he'll blend into some teams. All subordinates will be suspected. Who doesn't attract suspicion easily? Does anyone believe that he dares to impersonate an important person and blend into the imperial court? Everyone was stunned. Did Fan Ping have the guts? The Right God General suddenly looked at Ji Yao and said with a smile, "Among all of us, the one who won't be suspected the most is Your Highness Ji Yao. Your Highness, you didn't seem to have verified your identity the last few times. This time, since Fan Ping has shown up, he might have some other purpose. Your Highness, Fan Ping might be creating chaos on purpose, purposely making us think of Xianjin and the other highnesses. We will suspect everyone except Your Highness." Ji Yao's expression was ugly. "Me? You're saying that I'm Fan Ping?" The Right God General laughed. Just in case, Fan Ping disappeared instantly just now. He couldn't have left Wanting Tower. There are no underground passages either. Where is he? This time, everyone has verified it again. Not only the immortal god materialization, but also the internal organs. No, there's also the Highness's divine weapons. If Fan Ping really killed a Highness, it'll be difficult for him to obtain the divine weapon. That divine weapon is also proof. Your Highness Ji Yao, this is also for everyone's safety. Fan Ping might be hiding here. That's the biggest danger. Ji Yao's expression was ugly. Since when did she have to prove that she was Ji Yao? At this moment, Ji Nan suddenly sighed. Fan Ping definitely can't be left alive. This person's existence puts everyone in danger. There's no trust anymore. Fathers suspect their sons, sons suspect their fathers, brothers can't be trusted, relatives can't be trusted. There's no one we can trust anymore. As soon as she said that, everyone's expression changed. Ji Yao's expression was ugly. He's still a venerable now. His strength isn't too strong. I've realized that he can't impersonate a martial artist stronger than him, but he has impersonated a venerable martial artist before. What will happen when he reaches the Divine General Realm? Now, Divine General Realm martial artists can still be trusted. But what about in the future? Everyone's expression turned ugly. The Right Divine General's expression was also gloomy. Now isn't the time to consider this. Is everyone here? Ji Nan looked around. At this moment, the people from Destiny Royal Court had already arrived. However, Ji Nan still said, "We don't know everyone from Wanting Tower. You guys need to investigate this. Commander Yi, is everyone here?" The Right Divine General looked at that Wanting Tower powerhouse commander. Without waiting for the other party to speak, he suddenly grabbed him and directly smashed his chest, then instantly smashed his head. Only then did he say, "Is everyone here?" Commander Ye's face was covered in blood, but he could not care less. He said hurriedly, Everyone is here." As for the two corpses on the ground, he could not be bothered. They were already dead. There was no need to care. "Then check them one by one." The Right Divine General barked coldly, looking at Ji Yao again. Ji Yao snorted. Without saying much, a rank 9 divine weapon appeared in her hand instantly. Following that, Ji Yao hesitated for a moment before displaying her materialization. It was not a phoenix, but a lifelike true dragon. Seeing this scene, Ji Nan suddenly said, "Enough. She's Ji Yao. There's no mistake." The Right Divine General glanced at her true dragon and suddenly laughed. "It seems that Her Highness Ji Yao has already confirmed the position of Lord. Once Lord Ji enters the true King Hall, the position of Lord will definitely belong to Her Highness." Ji Yao did not say a word. Meanwhile, Fan Ping, who was pretending to be dead at the side, looked a little strange. True dragon? Guardian monster beast? Did such a materialization mean that the position of Lord had been confirmed? I hope these guys don't have a hobby of torturing corpses. As expected, there's an ambush. I'm too smart. Fan Ping praised himself in his heart. Pretending to be dead was indeed a wise move. 3 Origins powerhouses, and the Right Divine General was someone who entered the top 10 of the Divine General's ranking. These people think too highly of me. Fan Ping thought to himself. Would these people dismember him in a fit of rage later? It was still extremely risky here. At this moment, he had restrained his aura. He was no different from a dead person. His chest was even pierced directly, his internal organs shattered. However, he had to prevent these people from thinking of this. Please don't find me. If they find me, I'm finished. No, if they really find me, I'll kidnap Ji Yao. I want to see if they won't even care about Ji Yao. Fan Ping was also determined. If they really found him, then his only chance of survival was with Ji Yao. This woman actually obtained a rank 9 divine weapon. She was really rich. I'm a dead person. I'm a dead person. Fan Ping hypnotized himself in his heart. He did not care how these people checked. Wanting Tower was so strict today. He might still have a chance later. After this check, he did not believe that these people would continue checking. Just you wait. I'm definitely going to the Imperial Court. I won't go with you guys. After they bury me later, I'll dig my way in. Fan Ping thought about it, but he was still extremely cautious. It might not be safe underground. The true king monster plant was still there. If there was any movement, he might be discovered. It was best to sneak in through Ji Yao and the others. As for why he sneaked in, Fan Ping did not care anymore. The Imperial Court was the safest place. If there was any movement outside now, he would be targeted. There was no freedom to speak of here. I hope it goes smoothly. Fan Ping prayed again. At this moment, the right divine general and the others' expressions were already extremely ugly. How did he get in and leave? Could it be that he can turn invisible? The few of them looked furious. Ji Yao said coldly. It's not impossible. Uncle Wang, can anyone do it? Ji Nan smiled bitterly. I'm really not sure. He had never experienced this before. It was his first time knowing about disguising as someone else, let alone turning invisible. Where the hell is he? The few divine generals fell into deep thought. At this moment, the right divine general suddenly cursed under his breath. He snorted loudly and left abruptly. As soon as he left, Ji Nan also frowned. What's wrong with Zhao Xingwu again? That damn guy! Ji Yao said coldly. Maybe he's trying to cover for Fan Ping. Now that things have come to this, I'm afraid he's guessed that it's Fan Ping. Resurrected martial artists are cunning. Having said that, Ji Yao said again. Uncle Wang, how did Fan Ping leave? Ji Nan was also silent. She looked around and said after a long time, since he dared to come, he might have some special methods. Otherwise, he might not have the guts to do so. At this moment, Ji Nan glanced at the 2 corpses from the corner of her eye. The corpses were badly mutilated. Their internal organs were shattered. They were directly penetrated. Both of them widened their eyes. Their faces were full of fear. The fear was still on their faces. Ji Nan glanced at them and did not look again. It was only 2 rank 4 martial artists who died. It was not worth paying attention to. This was also a misunderstanding that everyone had. They all thought that Fan Ping only knew how to disguise as a living person. Fan Ping's internal organs were different from the catacombs' martial artists. If it was a complete corpse, perhaps someone would check it. However, both of them had penetrated injuries. Their internal organs were all shattered. For a moment, everyone did not care about them. Fan Ping, on the other hand, pretended to be calm. Don't investigate. Don't think about it. Think about it carefully. 2 rank 4 martial artists. If they were dead, so be it. They were actually penetrated. Fan Ping did not have such a hobby. At this moment, he was fighting to catch them off guard. Let their thinking fall into the wrong zone. Fan Ping sighed in his heart. In the future, when the world is at peace, I can actually be an actor and a psychologist. Look how thorough my research on these people is. Please remember this book's domain name. 9 Heavens Divine Emperor. Chapter 751. In the damaged main hall. Everyone checked again, but Fan Ping was still nowhere to be found. At this time, Jinan and Xiantong had also subdued the 3 frenzied demonic beasts. Ji Yao stepped forward to check on Feng Quebec. Her face was filled with heartache and helplessness as she asked, "Uncle Wang, is Feng K all right? The immortal god has been injured. We need a large amount of spring of life to repair it." Ji Yao heaved a sigh of relief. She did not lack the spring of life. Although the Destiny Royal Court didn't have much cooperation with the Fey Plant Tribe, given her status, even the Fey Plant Tribe's experts would give her some gifts when she visited the Guardian Royal Court. Fan Ping! Ji Yao was going crazy with hatred. It was that guy again. That bastard again. Time and time again, she had enough of this fellow. "Uncle Wang, if we still can't kill him this time, then when we return to the palace, we must inform Father. Even if we can't annihilate the land of rebirth, we must kill Fan Ping." As Ji Yao said that, she said angrily, "Even if you let the rest of the land of rebirth go, even if you reach some sort of agreement, you still have to kill Fan Ping. As long as he was alive, he was the greatest threat to the imperial court. Uncle Wang, his progress is too fast. We were both warlords back then. Now that he's at the Exalt realm, he's even inferior to me. If this continues, then perhaps it won't be long before he attains the Divine General realm, or even the True King realm. When he reaches the True King stage and sneaks into God continent, he would be in real danger." A True King's descendant smiled and said, "Ji Yao, you're overestimating him, right?" Ji Yao suddenly turned around and said coldly, "Overestimated him? Do you think this Empress is doing this for a personal grudge? If Uncle Wang and Divine General Xiantong leave this place for a while, you'll die very soon if you're alone." The young man who spoke raised his brows slightly and said with a smile, "Ji Yao, there's no need to look down on me so much, right?" Ji Yao's eyes flickered as she said with a faint smile, "All right. Since you're so confident, Uncle Wang, Divine General Xiantong, let's leave this place. Bai Shanwei, you stay here alone." The expression of the man known as Bai Sanwei changed slightly. His protector, a peak rank 8 powerhouse, smiled and said, "Please calm down, Your Highness Ji Yao." "His Highness did not mean that," Ji Yao said coldly. "This Empress is not joking. He wasn't angry. Bai Shanyue's words have given me an idea. Fan Ping's repeated appearances at Wanting Tower are probably because of us. He wants to kill us, replace us, and successfully leave the Sky Plant's royal court. But with 2 divine generals present, he couldn't find an opportunity. Since that was the case, then he would give him a chance. It's not just Bai Shanwei, it's me too. We'll split up and go to different courtyards and wait for him to come again." He was very bold, appearing here again and again. Just like that time at the king's battlefield, the more dangerous it was, the more he had to take risks. Resurrected martial artists were all like this. They were used to taking risks, and they were used to betting on a chance to win. Let's bet everything on one throw at all costs. Hearing this, Ji Nan immediately shouted in a low voice, "Ji Yao, don't act recklessly." Ji Yao looked around and said slowly, "It's fine. Uncle Wang, we all have the True King's avatar to protect us. As long as everyone is prepared, the Undying God relic won't be able to block a single attack from the True King's avatar. As long as his space is broken, he will no longer be able to conceal his movements. At that time, it will be the time of his death." Having said that, Ji Yao said coldly, "Don't tell me you guys can't even stop him for a moment? Yaoer. Uncle Wang, kill him. If he doesn't die, are we supposed to hide forever? Once we return to the dynasty, Destiny City is not something Sky Plant City can compare to." Ji Nan was also very confident. She said, "The Sky Plant's dynasty has many factions, and the situation is chaotic. The fact that they can't catch Fan Ping has something to do with their own internal strife, not that they can't catch him. If they really wanted to, as long as there are 4 true kings searching from all directions, Fan Ping will not escape death no matter how strong he is. Everyone knows how powerful the true kings are. The Sky Plant's dynasty has dozens of true kings, and it would not be difficult for them to send out 4, but they did not do so. That's why Fang Ping has a chance. But if he dares to go to Destiny City, he will die without a doubt. Yaoer, Fang Ping is not worth the risk. Ji Nan disagreed firmly. Killing Fang Ping was not impossible. Fang Ping's whereabouts were just hard to track. If they really found him, even divine generals could kill him. His whereabouts were hard to track because the Sky Plants dynasty was very chaotic. If the true kings did not appear, the Lord's faction and the others would have their own plans. Some even thought of letting Fang Ping escape. There were all kinds of people. How could they catch Fang Ping? The 4 great true kings had arrived and completely sealed off the entire Sky Plants city. Every inch of the city was searched. Who could escape their search? The detection of the true kings was slightly different from theirs. There were some areas and places that their mentality could not penetrate. For example, underground mineral veins, deep underground, but there was nothing that could stop a true king powerhouse's detection. Ji Yao was still a little unwilling, but since Ji Nan had rejected her, she could only say, "What do we do now? Uncle Wang, did he really escape from Thousand Halls Tower?" Ji Nan began to frown when she heard that. She said slowly, "Maybe we can try to destroy the entire Thousand Halls Tower." He hid his aura, and no one could detect him. The buildings gave him some cover. Perhaps he had destroyed the main hall in order to cover his tracks. But when a piece of land becomes empty, unless he can really turn invisible, he will not be able to hide. There are too many places he can hide. Thousand Halls Tower is so big. With the strength of a venerable, he can even hide in some cracks if he curls up his bones. As soon as she finished, Ji Nan smashed a huge wooden beam with a palm. She said slowly, "For example, if he emptied the inside and hid in these places, it would be hard to detect him." When she said that, everyone froze. Ji Yao said in a low voice, "Then we'll destroy Thousand Halls Tower. Let him have nowhere to hide." As the few of them spoke, the people from Wanting Tower had yet to leave. The commander whose head injury had yet to recover had a face full of fear as he hurriedly said, "Sirs, you must not. Wanting Tower cannot be destroyed. If you destroy Thousand Halls Tower, I won't be able to live. This is a serious matter. Even if you want to capture Fang Ping, you have to report to the Imperial Court." What was Thousand Halls Tower? Usually, this was the place to entertain the Royal City Lord, the Imperial City Emperor, and the Divine Sect powerhouses. This was the highest-end guest house in Sky Plant's Royal Court. It was also the face of the Royal Court. If they destroyed this place, even if they knew the reason, it would probably make some of the Sky Plant's Royal Court powerhouses unhappy. They might even think that Destiny Royal Court was provoking them. Ji Yao wanted to say more, but Ji Nan shook her head slightly. She knew that she could not do it. If the people from Destiny Royal Court really destroyed Thousand Halls Tower, even if they found Fang Ping, some of the old fellows from Sky Plant's Royal Court would be furious. The 2 royal courts had fought for many years. Those old fellows were not dead yet. They were already hostile to each other. Now that something like this happened, they would fall out with each other immediately. Seeing this, Ji Yao scolded angrily. "Idiot! It was just a foreign guest house. If it was Destiny Royal Court, it would have been destroyed long ago." At this time, Sky Plant's Royal Court still cared about these things. They were really stupid. The commander looked embarrassed. He did not dare to defend himself. He said in a low voice, "Then I will report to the Royal Court, humph!" Ji Yao humphed softly. Even without guessing, she knew that even if there was a result in the report, it would take a long time. After such a long time, the sky was about to brighten. Could Fang Ping still wait here? Ji Nan and Xiantong ignored Ji Yao and the rest. Instead, they turned their heads to look into the distance, frowning. Why were there so many things happening in Sky Plant's Royal Court recently? The House of Commanders. Hua Qidao's face was pale. On his right arm, a saber mark was clearly visible. Even his golden bones were cracked. "Zhao Xingwu! What are you trying to do? Hua Qidao scolded angrily. Zhao Xingwu held a Chang Dao, his eyes cold. He said in a low voice, Don't go too far. Time and time again. Do you really think I'm dead? I've already warned you many times. Forget about the true kings. If anyone else dares to spy on me, I will kill them. Hua Qidao glanced at the corpses of the Sky Plant's army outside the house. There was even a powerhouse who had just become a god general. His eyes flashed fiercely. He gritted his teeth and said, Zhao Xingwu. They were just tracking down thieves and passed by the House of Commanders. You killed them without saying a word. Do you think the royal court can't do anything to you? Pass by? Zhao Xingwu laughed coldly. They dared to spy on me just because they were passing by. Who gave them the guts? They're just weak rank 9s. Do they really think I can't kill them? There are many powerhouses in Sky Plant's city. Why don't I see them spying on others? Again and again I kill a few weaklings. That's not too much, is it? You! Hua Qidao was furious. At this time, the Right Divine General flew over. He glanced at the dead Sky Plant's army. Anger flashed in his eyes. God General! Zhao Xingwu had killed a God General powerhouse. How hateful! It was also terrifying. A God General powerhouse, even if he had not comprehended godhood, was not someone who could be killed so easily. Zhao Xingwu had killed him instantly. This fellow was getting closer and closer to becoming a true king. What is the meaning of this, General Zhao? The Right Divine General said lightly. Even if Bai Zhu was in the wrong first, General Zhao would not have killed him. Zhao Xingwu also said calmly. Since the Right Divine General says so, then in the future, if someone is spying on the Right Divine General's house day and night with their mentality, won't the Right Divine General be angry? If the Right Divine General can do that, then I am willing to pay the price today and let you deal with me as you wish. The Right Divine General was furious. Zhao Xingwu said lightly. If you are stronger than me, I have to do it even if I don't want to. If you are weaker than me, then you are not qualified. Hua Qidao said angrily. Bai Zhu was a God General powerhouse. If not for your scheming, how could you have killed him? As soon as he finished speaking, the void suddenly trembled. The Right Divine General growled, and a giant axe suddenly appeared in his hand. He swung the axe at Hua Qidao, not to kill him, but to save him. Crack! The sound of glass shattering was heard. A pitch-black crack instantly appeared beside Hua Qidao and collided with the axe light, causing the crack to become even larger. Creak! Hua Qidao's right arm was suddenly grazed by the crack, and golden flesh and blood splattered. Hua Qidao flew back a step, his face full of anger and coldness. Zhao Xingwu said lightly. If I want to kill a piece of trash like you, I don't need to scheme. I will kill you in 3 moves. Humph! The Right Divine General suddenly snorted and shouted. Zhao Xingwu, since you have come to the Imperial Court, then don't be unbridled. Do you really think that you can do whatever you want in the Imperial Court? Hua Qidao had just entered the Divine Dao. How could he be a match for the veteran Divine Dao powerhouse, Zhao Xingwu? Not to mention that Zhao Xingwu had forged a top-notch 9th-grade divine weapon and learned a true monarch's ultimate art. The Right Divine General was somewhat resentful. Was there a need to give Zhao Xingwu these things? Without a divine weapon and ultimate art, although Zhao Xingwu was strong, he might not be a match for him. But now, these things made up for Zhao Xingwu's shortcomings. This person was already ranked at least in the top 3 of the true monarchs. In the battle back then, his injuries had not healed until now, and there were still some residual great Dao injuries. After that blow just now, he was clearly inferior to Zhao Xingwu. Otherwise, Hua Qidao would not have been injured. Zhao Xingwu was still indifferent and said with a light laugh, I am just proving that to kill a weak 9th grade, there is no need to scheme. Left Commander has just entered the Dao of Origin and is likely still unclear about how great the disparity between Dao of Origin martial artists is. Even if this old man is not as good as Absolute Peak, It is also not that easy for absolute peak to want to kill this old man. Could it be that you think that this old man is also like him, without the slightest strength to retaliate in front of absolute peak? Hua Qidao's expression instantly turned livid. Zhao Xingwu's words were even more unbearable than injuring him. Furthermore, many people were paying attention now. He, this Heaven Plant Army's left division commander, was easily wounded by someone. It made him lose even more face. Left commander's position, he really could not hold on any more. Even without the previous incident, he lost so much face in front of Zhao Xingwu this time. He also had no face to lead the left division anymore. Deity Realm Powerhouses. Deity Realm Powerhouses actually had such a great disparity too. Hua Qidao was dismayed in his heart. This was indeed somewhat beyond his expectations. He felt that after he stepped into Deity Realm, even if he was not as good as those veteran Deity Realm Powerhouses, the disparity would not be too great either. However, today, Zhao Xingwu proved to him that even if they were both Deity Realm martial artists, the disparity still existed. The Right God General ignored Hua Qidao and glanced at Zhao Xingwu. Suddenly, he frowned and asked, "You advance to God General with the 7 Forges' indestructible body? 7 Forges?" As soon as these words came out, the mentality in the void seemed to increase. Zhao Xingwu said calmly, "No, peak 6 Forges. This old man has not broken through the limit and stepped into 7 Forges, but it is enough to deal with you rank 9 who advanced to 6 Forges or even 5 Forges." Even so, there were still many people who were stunned. According to Earth's calculation, the limit of 6 Forges was 100,000 calories vitality. A rank 9 who advanced with 100,000 calories vitality. Such a powerhouse's foundation was much stronger than those rank 9 who advanced with 90,000 calories vitality. It seemed like the difference was only 10,000 calories. But upon reaching rank 9 and stepping into Origin Dao, the difference would only grow. In Fa Ping's understanding and Qin Yao's explanation, Origin Dao was an amplifier. It amplified the power of vitality. An increase of 10,000 calories vitality, amplified further, would be a difference of more than 10,000 or even tens of thousands of cal vitality. In a battle between powerhouses, a difference of tens of thousands of cal vitality would almost appear to be overwhelming. Strictly speaking, rank 9 martial artists were almost all Golden Body 6 Forges. Once they completed 5 Forges, they would be 6 Forges. Those with vitality above 90,000 calories were all 6 Forges. However, just reaching 90,000 calories was completely different from 100,000 calories. The Right Divine General said slowly, "Marshal Zhao, I don't care what you want to do, and I don't want to pursue it. Even if you really advance to True King, this is divine land, this is Sky Plant's royal court. Here, even true kings have true kings' rules. If everyone was like you, killing God General martial artists wantonly, then divine land and royal court would have long ceased to exist. This matter will be discussed by the 8 halls tomorrow. Now, Marshal Zhao, please return to the residence." Zhao Xingwu said lightly, "Am I a captive? If I am, then imprison me. If not, then I am free to go wherever I want. You have no right to talk to me about this. Since True King Tianyu is here, True King can speak." The void was silent for a moment. A moment later, a powerful mentality swept over, and the faint silhouette of a giant tree appeared in the void. "Alliance leader Zhao, this old man had just finished condensing the elm fruit. I didn't expect this to happen. Unfortunately, I came a step too late." Zhao Xingwu smiled faintly and did not reply. Instead, he asked, "True King Tianyu, is this Zhao a captive? I hope True King Tianyu can give this Zhao an accurate answer." "Yes, in order to live, this Zhao will definitely follow all the rules. If not, with this Zhao's strength, other than True King Hall, even the royal court has no right to do anything to this Zhao. Even the Lord has no right to order this Zhao around, much less Hua Qidao." Guardian Tianyu seemed to hesitate for a moment. A moment later, he laughed with an ancient voice. "Of course not." Since Alliance leader Zhao has come to the royal court and entered the Sky Plant's army, then you are a member of the royal court. Then this Zhao understands. Zhao Xingwu said with a smile. Bai Zhu dared to spy on me. According to the Sky Plant's army's rules, he and I are both commanders of an army. He has no right to do so unless he is the commander of the 3 armies. In terms of strength, he is far inferior to me. Spying on experts is a great disrespect. His status is not higher than this Zhao's, and his strength is not stronger than this Zhao's. He spied on me, so this Zhao killed him. This shouldn't be breaking the rules. If you really want to monitor this Zhao, wait until the commanders of the 3 armies are here. Even if this Zhao is dissatisfied, I will not kill without permission. True King Tianyu, is there anything wrong with my reply? Guardian Tianyu laughed lightly. Alliance leader Zhao's words are reasonable. Saying this, the phantom looked around and said indifferently, the Sky Plant's army should have some rules. In the God continent, the strong are respected. Alliance leader Zhao is already a half-step true king. With such strength, it is only a matter of time before he becomes a true king. Looking down on experts, you should be killed. You should be killed. If there is a next time, this old man will not sit idly by. Saying this, the phantom dissipated. This matter had come to an end. A god general level powerhouse was killed. It ended just like that. In the void, some powerhouses who used mentality to spy on them retreated one after another, no longer spying. In the palace, the Lord's bedroom, True King Tianyu's voice was heard. Zhao Xingwu is covering for Fang Ping. This person cannot be trusted. This old man will also have to divert most of his attention. I'm afraid I can no longer lock down the whole city and probe the whole city. The True King Palace wants to use Zhao Xingwu to plot against suppressing Heavenly King and the Land of Rebirth. This old man is worried that he is raising a tiger that will bring disaster. The Lord said softly. I understand this. This king has never trusted Zhao Xingwu. Those true kings won't either. Compared to Zhao Xingwu, suppressing Heavenly King is more troublesome. Zhao Xingwu is the best pawn. Whether this pawn was sent by the Land of Rebirth or not, since it was sent, he has no choice but to agree. This king and the True King Palace are in agreement. We must not let suppressing Heavenly King step into the Third Great Tao. Once he steps into the Third Great Tao, no one can control him. Guardian Tianyu sighed softly. We can't be careless. If he really is a pawn sent by the Land of Rebirth, does suppressing Heavenly King really know nothing? It's hard to say. Li Shu chuckled. The Land of Rebirth isn't completely united. The few true kings led by Zhang Tao, as well as some true kings from other sacred lands, are not necessarily united with the kings of Constellation City. The True King Palace can allow Zhao Xingwu to become a true king. They can even tolerate him stepping into the Second Great Tao. However, they will never allow suppressing Heavenly King to step into the Third Great Tao. Suppressing Heavenly King knows this very well. That's why he dared not take a step forward all these years. The moment he steps into the Third Great Tao will be the moment when the kings surround and kill him. Therefore, suppressing Heavenly King might not be unaware of this. Perhaps, he wants Zhao Xingwu to step into the Second Great Tao. It's not impossible. Guardian Tianyu's voice became even more ethereal. Is suppressing Heavenly King that bold? Li Zhu laughed. Li Zhu never underestimates anyone, especially a powerhouse like this who can suppress the king single-handedly. Back then, it was because he underestimated King Wu and Pluto that Li Zhu ended up in this situation. Suppressing Heavenly King has lived longer. Perhaps he is the source of all this chaos. Li Zhu will never underestimate his wisdom and boldness. Suppressing Heavenly King, Tianyu murmured. Back then, Heavenly King, and now suppressing Heavenly King. Li Zhu, he even wants to suppress himself. Suppressing Heavenly King is indeed not to be underestimated. Perhaps this old man should return to guard the palace. The few old fellows in the palace haven't come out. I don't even know if they're dead or alive. Do they know suppressing Heavenly King? Li Zhu's expression changed slightly. Lord Tianyu, you mean the seniors from the Demon Emperor era? Yes. Are they still alive? I don't know, but perhaps. If they're still alive, I'm afraid they're still in a deep slumber. 1,000 years ago, this old man had seen them, but 1,000 years ago, the Demon Emperor attacked. After that, this old man has never seen them again. Demon Emperor, suppressing Heavenly King, King Wu, Li Shu murmured. These three people, three eras. The era of sex, the era of suppressing stars, and the neo-martial era. The land of rebirth and the recent three eras were closely related to these three people. After a long time, Li Zhu said, Lord Tianyu only needs to monitor Zhao Xingwu. Other matters are not important. As for Fang Ping, Li Zhu has also grasped some clues. Tomorrow, there might be some surprises. The guardian Tianyu did not speak again. His mentality retreated. After it left, a crystal book appeared in Li Zhu's hand. Different from the one in the domain zone, this crystal book had pages upon pages. He flipped open the crystal book. On the first page, in the middle of the first line, there were 3 catacombs words, suppressing Heavenly King. Under suppressing Heavenly King, there were some small, densely packed words. Li Zhu flipped through the pages. The second page was not Zhang Tao, nor was it the true King Hall Master, but Sky Plant King. The third page, Destiny King. The fourth page, Demon Emperor. The fifth page, King Wu. The sixth page, one person. Until the last page, it was completely blank. Li Zhu pondered for a moment. After a long time, as if hesitating, but finally, 2 big words appeared on the blank page, Fang Ping. Maybe I should wait a little longer, Li Shu murmured. The venerable martial artists were still surrounded. Maybe after tomorrow, he would erase this page again. Please remember this book's domain name. 9 Heavens Divine Emperor. Chapter 752. Wanting Tower. Ji Yao and the rest had already left after searching for a while. The few monsters were also taken away this time. Although the 2 God General level powerhouses did not search anymore, their mentality was still permeating the entire Wanting Tower. There was no need to rest anymore. Outside Wanting Tower, the Sky Plant's army did not leave either. In the damaged main hall, the people of Wanting Tower began to clean up the mess. A few martial artists who were cleaning the main hall glanced at the corpses on the ground. Someone sighed softly. Someone looked at the gloomy-faced commander and asked, Sir, Wu Li and the rest. Commander Yi said impatiently. Same old rules. Do you still need to ask me? No one dared to ask anymore. Commander Yi was almost skinned by the right God General earlier, and he was still sulking. In addition to Wanting Tower's consecutive incidents, the Lord Commander was probably holding back a belly full of anger. No one asked any more questions. The 2 middle-ranked martial artists each carried a corpse and walked out. After walking for a while, Fang Ping, who was pretending to be a corpse, suddenly cursed in his heart. Why was he dragging his fellow along? At this moment, the person who was carrying Fang Ping was searching Fang Ping's body. After a while, he suddenly said in a low voice, Wu Li, this guy, he didn't even leave anything after he died. On the other side, the martial artist who was carrying another corpse laughed softly. Who asked you to snatch Wu Li's corpse earlier? I still have some gains here. Humph! This guy, Wu Li, doesn't usually leave Wanting Tower. There should be some good stuff at his place. It has to belong to me. Of course. The 2 of them talked and chatted softly again. Do you think that thief is still in Wanting Tower? This guy even killed commander-level monsters without batting an eyelid. Even some of the venerables died. If he comes again, I'm afraid we'll be in trouble. Just stay away. That guy is targeting the people from Destiny Royal Court. Let's stay away from them. Don't go there. It should be fine, right? I hope so. The 2 of them talked for a while. Very soon, a main hall appeared in front of them. Outside the main hall, there were currently several martial artists on duty. Seeing the two of them carrying the corpses, one of the rank 6 martial artists sighed. Wu Li and the rest still have their families. The Lord Commander didn't say to send them back? The man who was carrying Fang Ping said in a low voice. Sir is in a fit of rage, how could he care about this? It's good that he's buried here. While he was alive, he never entered the mining area of life to cultivate. Now that he's dead, he'll be one with the mining area. At least his life wasn't in vain. The battle general on duty sighed again in an inaudible voice. These words could only comfort the dead. Who would be willing to die and still be used as trash? However, when a martial artist died, their energy would overflow and fill up the mine. This was also an important reason why the life ore could continuously maintain its energy. The few of them did not say anything else. The battle general on duty arranged for 2 people to receive the corpse. Soon, they carried the corpse into the main hall. In the hall, the warrior opened a door, and a few of them walked down the stairs. Fang Ping widened his eyes and observed carefully. These fellows didn't just find a random place to dump themselves. Instead, they walked towards the fork in the road. After walking for a long distance, they reached the end of the underground building, and there was a crystal-like hole. The martial artist who was carrying Fang Ping and his companion casually tossed them into the pit. Outside, the battle general growled. Be gentler next time. Although they're dead and will be merged into the life ore sooner or later, it's them today. Tomorrow it might be us. Sir, you're right. The 2 of them responded hurriedly. The battle general sighed softly. Without another word, he turned and left. In the underground pit, Fang Ping used his mentality to check. He was in a pit with a radius of about 100 meters. It was not empty, but there were many remains of skeletons. This should be where Wan Ting Tower disposed of the dead. In other words, the dead in the nearby area might be disposed of this way. Martial artists consumed large amounts of resources and absorbed energy. The catacombs martial artists were almost on the path of energization. These people's bodies contained large amounts of energy. After death, the energy was no longer controlled and began to dissipate. Throwing the dead into the mining area was also a more efficient way to utilize energy. Fang Ping suddenly felt a little disgusted. F***ck, next time, I won't drink any energy fluid. No, I won't even drink life essence. Who knew if it was condensed from the dead's energy? This is hard to do now. Fang Ping sighed in his heart. Ji Yao had said earlier that she was tempting him to kill people. Fang Ping thought it was quite a good idea. However, Ji Nan refused. Now that the mentality of these 2 god generals was densely covering Wan Ting Tower, it was indeed difficult for him. At this moment, if he made a move again and was discovered, then pretending to be dead would not work anymore. Once was fine. If it happened twice, then it was obvious that something was wrong. Moreover, he could not stay here for long. Who knew if these people would react quickly? Fang Ping glanced at the sparkling and translucent energy crystal walls around him, feeling a little helpless. Should he just dig the mine here and leave? However, Sky Plant City's lockdown was tight now. It would not be easy for him to leave. Is there no one cultivating in the mining area? Fang Ping's head hurt again. There seemed to be no one cultivating in the underground mining area. Otherwise, he could find someone to kill and pretend to be them. The energy in the mining area was abundant, but it was also more heterogeneous. Here, it was troublesome for powerhouses to use their mentality to investigate. Moreover, the mining area was a place for cultivation. Powerhouses would not investigate the mining area rashly. This would interfere with martial artists' cultivation. Ji Nan and Xiantong did not investigate the mining area. They probably thought that I would not dare to appear here. Fang Ping understood their thoughts. This was not the king's mansion's mineral vein. The mineral veins here were attached with some of Tian Yu's mentality. True King Tian Yu was in the city. Once he was detected and his whereabouts were discovered by the true king, it would be difficult for Fang Ping to escape. Fang Ping did not think about this anymore. He continued to pretend to be dead and checked his wealth at the same time. His wealth had once again reached more than 300 million. Previously in King Huai's mansion, he did not have enough time and did not dig much. He dug about 3,000 caddies of energy stones and left quickly. Now, the energy stones in his space were close to 20,000 caddies. 10 tons of energy stones! And they're all about the same rank 9 energy stones. My mineral vein in MCMAU is worth about 4 to 5 tons of rank 9 energy stones. Fan Ping did a simple calculation. He now had about 15 tons of energy stones. Moreover, they were all converted to rank 9. The last time old Zhang dug out the entire royal city's mineral vein, it was about 50 tons. This was even mixed with some energy crystals and low-grade energy stones. Old Zhang took 35 tons, and MC Mayu took 15 tons. And of these 15 tons, Fan Ping took about a third. He did not take the spoils of war that time, so he exchanged them for energy stones. Old Zhang's 35 tons, if converted into rank 9 energy stones, there's still a discount. At most, it'll be 30 tons. Fan Ping had overestimated the value of that mineral vein. 30 tons. Old Zhang still had to support the Wuan army. Moreover, he could not divide it by himself. He had to divide it among the 3 departments and 4 residences. The amount that could really fall into his hands was about 10 tons at most. In this case, I'm richer than old Zhang now? Fan Ping had nothing to do anyway, so he began to calculate the accounts. This did not even include the 30 lumps of imperishable matter worth 1,000 yuan. It also did not include the miscellaneous treasures in the storage space, nor did it include the 300 caddies of energy liquid. I already have 15 tons of rank 9 energy stones, which is 30,000 caddies. For middle-ranked martial artists, 3 caddies of energy stones a year is considered too much. In other words, I can support a middle-ranked army of 10,000 people now. The Wuhan army has 38,000 people, but not all of them are middle-ranked. There are at most 10,000 middle-ranked people. With old Zhang's stingy ways, forget 3 caddies a year, even 3 taels a year would be difficult. According to old Zhang's treatment, I can support a middle-ranked army of 10,000 people for at least 10 years. Fan Ping calculated the accounts and estimated the time. It was about 12 o'clock at night now. Night in the catacombs would turn into day at about 7 o'clock. There were about 7 hours left. What should he do in these 7 hours? On the surface, the 2 rank 9s were still patrolling. Although there was no one underground, the true king monster plant's mentality was still very dangerous. Zhao Xingwu seemed to have made a move earlier. Was he covering for me on purpose, or was it because of something else? If something happens to Zhao Xingwu, will the true king monster plant still have the energy to care about the underground mineral vein? Fan Ping pondered for a moment. Right now, Wanting Tower was probably a place where everyone had their eyes on. Although they did not find him earlier, it did not mean that these people had given up. I have to leave Wanting Tower. I'm afraid I can't kill Xianjun. These people all think that I will definitely target the people from Destiny Royal Court. If I appeared in the palace and killed Feng Niexing or Hua Yu, would anyone believe me? At this moment, Feng Niexing and the other princes had almost all arrived in the palace. To them, there was no place safer than the palace. There were true king powerhouses there, and many god general level powerhouses guarding the lord. Who would dare to cause trouble in the palace? When they arrived at the palace, these people did not even bring along their followers. During tomorrow's holy fruit feast, the people who go to the palace from outside will probably be watched. These people are probably still wondering if I'm impersonating someone. But those people in the palace probably won't think that it's me. Fan Ping's eyes lit up instantly. Then, he was overwhelmed with emotions. This was too dangerous and too exciting. True king powerhouses. Now he was thinking of killing and impersonating a true king powerhouse right under their noses. If he gave himself away, he would definitely die. Should I go or not? The palace was not far from here. The mineral vein below Wanting Tower even extended from the palace. Fan Ping could directly reach the palace by following the mineral vein. It's too dangerous. But how is Sky Plant City not dangerous? If I continue to stay here, once those people realize, I'll be in big trouble. It's a pity that I don't know what's going on with Zhao Xingwu. If I knew what's going on with him. If Zhao Xingwu goes crazy again and diverts the true king's attention, then my chance will come. Fan Ping had some corpses and no one to cooperate with. If Zhao Xingwu was a spy, if he went crazy again now, the true king powerhouses would definitely pay attention to him. Then, he would be much more relaxed. Forget it. I'll be fine without Zhao Xingwu's cooperation. Fan Ping suddenly thought of something. It was not like he could not predict danger. He walked along the mineral vein toward the palace. There were still some scattered energy stones on the ground. He picked up a few as he walked, testing the danger. If the true king sensed something or took precautions, then his wealth would not increase. However, if his wealth increased, then it meant that no one had noticed him. I'll risk it. At this time, Fan Ping did not hesitate anymore. If this continued, he might not be able to escape Sky Plant City. Feng Miexing had already said that King Maple was coming back. If King Huai Manor was destroyed, what about King Huai? These two people hated him to the core. King Lord was very cunning. There was only one tutelary monster plant in the city. That was why they said they were going all out to capture him, but in reality, they were not going all out. However, when the two true kings returned, with their hatred for Fan Ping, they would definitely go all out. Let's do it. Fan Ping did not pretend to be dead anymore. He withdrew all his aura, and the injuries on his body healed instantly. Those bloodstains, broken internal organs, and whatnot were all left on the spot. After thinking for a while, Fan Ping gritted his teeth and even took off his clothes. A set of armor appeared on his body. This was the rank 8 divine weapon armor that old Zhang had given him. Things like clothes could easily carry some aura. It was difficult for Fan Ping to remove it completely. However, things like divine weapons were considered as one with the martial artist, so they could still be shielded. Luckily, I have a divine weapon armor. Otherwise, I would have to run around naked again. After putting on the divine weapon armor, Fan Ping muttered to himself for a while. Suddenly, a huge bottle appeared in front of him. Fan Ping wrapped the bottle with a layer of mentality, shielding its aura. The moment I emerge from the palace later, I'll blow up these energy liquids. Fan Ping was a little reluctant. 300 caddies of energy liquids was equivalent to 1,500 caddies of rank 9 energy stones. But there are energy stones everywhere here. I'll make a small fortune to earn big money. I'll blow up this place and get rid of the corpses. I can also attract other people's attention and make them think that I've come to Wanting Tower again. I'll purposely create chaos. When that time comes, I'm afraid everyone will think that I'm still lying in ambush at Wanting Tower, waiting for an opportunity. If nothing goes wrong, the people at Wanting Tower will definitely be the focus of everyone's attention tomorrow. Fan Ping calculated again and again. 300 caddies of energy liquids would cause quite a commotion when they were blown up. The true kings were also close. Who knows, the true kings might be attracted later. With his current ability, his mentality was slightly above 4,000 Hz. His mentality could be used as a starter to ignite the fuse. He could do it 4 to 5,000 meters away. However, beyond this distance, Fan Ping could no longer control his mentality to ignite the energy liquids. When he blew up Kui Ming's corpse earlier, Fan Ping was the one who controlled the explosion. 300 caddies of energy liquids might not cause a big commotion. After all, there are still true kings solidified here. Fan Ping suddenly made up his mind. He would make a big commotion. Suddenly, a ball of imperishable energy appeared in his hand. He pressed it into the bottle. Energy liquids are worth 450 billion. One ball of imperishable energy is worth 100 billion. One ball is not enough. Fan Ping made up his mind again. Again. He put down 10 balls in a row. Even Fan Ping felt a chill run down his spine. This commotion was big enough, right? 10,000 yuan of destructive energy. In addition to the energy liquids, he would definitely blow up all the true king's mentality solidified bodies. When that time came, this mineral vein might even be blown up. There are 99 mineral veins nearby. There are 88 in the inner city. Once one is blown up, the others will be in danger. No matter how strong a true king powerhouse is, he has to come to the rescue quickly. Otherwise, if all of them are blown up, Sky Plant City will be destroyed. Fan Ping suddenly felt that he was really a genius. Too genius. When that time came, true King Tianyu might be lured away by him. The others would also be in chaos. When that time came, mentality might run rampant in Sky Plant City. In the midst of chaos, an aura flashed and disappeared in the palace. Who would pay attention to the palace? You can't catch the wolf without risking the child. A bomb worth close to 1.5 trillion, and an immeasurable amount of energy stones buried with it. Would it feel good to blow up a bomb like this? Fang Ping floated in the air, floating out of the underground pit. He did not breathe. He retracted all his aura. Like a dead object, he slowly floated deeper into the mineral vein. Fang Ping did not even have to think about where the palace was. He followed the mineral vein to the end. That was where the palace was. No, the end was where true King Tianyu was. That was where the Lake of Life was. The 99 mineral veins convergence point is the most abundant in energy. A true king monster plant is absorbing energy there. No wonder it can create the Lake of Life. I can't go to the Lake of Life. I have to leave halfway. The palace is so big. Is there an underground drainage pipe? Fang Ping was anxious. If there was no, he would have to dig a hole to get out. However, digging a hole would leave traces and movements. Such a big palace could not possibly not have these, right? Although there were many powerhouses in the palace, not everyone was born a powerhouse. Lian and the others were also weak. Did they not eat, drink, and poop when they were young? Fan Ping flew along the mineral vein. After flying for a distance, the mineral vein in front of him had become solid. Wanting Tower is less than 10 li from the palace. I've walked about 3,000 meters now. Does this mean that the first 2,000 meters are solid? Digging a 2,000-meter hole will cause quite a commotion. Should I detonate the bomb now? If I detonate the bomb, does that mean I might bump into the true king? If it comes here to put out the fire, I have to deviate a little. I can't be on the same path as the true king. Thoughts flashed through Fang Ping's mind. And I can't dig a hole, or else the traces will be easily discovered. Do I have to gamble again? An idea flashed through Fang Ping's mind. He would first blow up the mineral vein and make it a mess. Maybe he could blow up a tunnel. Even if there was no tunnel to the palace now, when the time came, maybe the true king would quickly open one. True King Tianyu can shrink its body. That means it's not a towering tree. When the time comes and the underground explodes, it will probably rush here along the mineral vein, right? When that happens, the tunnel will be opened. I'll take advantage of the time it's suppressing the explosion to follow the tunnel into the palace. Then there won't be any traces left. But the time is short. I have to hide nearby. If it still has the energy to care about what's behind, then I might be discovered. The more Fang Ping thought about it, the colder he felt. He was really walking on the edge of death. He might even have to face a true king powerhouse. Now that things have come to this, there's no more time for me to regret and hesitate. Fang Ping gritted his teeth, turned and floated to the side, using the tunnel to conceal his body. After a moment of silent calculation, Fang Ping's mentality suddenly moved. 3,000 meters. The explosion there would not spread so quickly. It should not hit him in a short time. But the time was short. It depended on how fast the true King Powerhouse's reaction was. At the same time, it was less than 2,000 meters in front of Fang Ping. In a gigantic underground crystal palace. There was nothing else in the crystal palace except a large pool in the center. In the middle of the pool, a small golden tree floated motionlessly on top of the pool. It was different from the rank 9 monster plant that Fang Ping had seen. On this small tree, an old human face appeared on the tree trunk. Around the crystal palace, 99 mineral veins spread out from all directions. The small tree had very long roots. At the source of each mineral vein, there were some roots climbing. The roots absorbed the energy of the mineral veins and finally gathered it in the pool. Drops of liquid seeped into the pool. Just as Fa Ping's mentality ignited the explosion, among the 99 mineral veins, the source of one of the mineral veins suddenly trembled slightly. On top of the small tree, the old human face suddenly looked in his direction. Before it could continue looking, the human face's expression changed abruptly. Then, it flew into a rage. "How dare you!" The small tree was shocked. Right under its nose, someone was exploding the mineral veins. Unbelievable! Unheard of! In the next moment, the small tree's silhouette could not be seen clearly. As if it had teleported, it penetrated the crystal palace's wall in the blink of an eye, passing through the mineral veins as if it had teleported, rushing toward Wanting Tower. It was fast, and so was the explosion. Just as the small tree left the crystal palace, an earth-shattering explosion was heard. 10,000 yuan of destructive power and hundreds of caddies of energy liquid exploded. The commotion was especially shocking. Boom! This loud explosion disturbed the entire Sky Plant City. Wanting Tower. Underground, there was a sudden tremor. Then, the ground exploded. The two rank 9s did not even have time to react before the huge Wanting Tower collapsed. Then, the explosion continued, and Wanting Tower disappeared instantly. Damn it! Your Highness! Run! Save! All kinds of voices came at almost the same time. Ji Nan was going crazy. He grabbed Jiao across the air and roared. Flight step! The mineral veins are going to explode! Right now, it was not the mineral veins that were exploding, but he could already feel the intense danger. A true king's solidified mentality was exploding. The entire mineral veins were filled with violent energy at this moment. It was going to explode. Before he could finish speaking, an even louder explosion came from the place where the explosion happened earlier. Boom! The entire Wanting Tower was gone. Not only was Wanting Tower gone, at this moment, martial artists who had not reached high rank had disappeared on the spot almost instantly. Some rank 7 martial artists were also vomiting blood, fleeing toward the sky frantically. Bastard! At this moment, an angry roar echoed throughout the entire city. Underground, a towering shadow floated up. A tentacle extended from the giant shadow, extending toward the explosion instantly. Wherever the tentacle passed, the violent energy calmed down in the blink of an eye. However, the explosion spread in all directions. At this moment, a large number of buildings on the ground collapsed with a loud bang. Near Wanting Tower, some powerhouses in the mansions leaped into the air hurriedly, roaring, "Lord Guardian!" Not just one mineral veins. There were many mineral veins in the small imperial city area. This was the gathering point of 99 mineral veins. If one was blown up, the rest would be affected. Damn it! Even Celestial Elm, a monster plant that had lived for thousands of years, could not maintain its composure now. Even when Zhao Xingwu had slain a divine general earlier, it was indifferent. But now, Celestial Elm was enraged and anxious. Someone had blown up the mineral veins right in front of it, and it was extremely close too. There was a loud boom. Another explosion sounded. At this moment, Celestial Elm no longer shrunk its trunk. Instead, it expanded instantly, bursting through the ground, pulling itself out of the ground directly. 10 meters tall, 100 meters tall, 1,000 meters tall, the giant golden tree was incomparably tall. Countless roots were like living creatures, extending in all directions. At this moment, it had to protect the 99 mineral veins to prevent all the mineral veins from exploding. At that time, other than it, there would not be many Divine Realm powerhouses left alive in Sky Plant City. And it was at this moment. Not far away. Zhao Xingwu leaped into the air, his face full of shock. Fang Ping! He was sure. 100% sure. That Fang Ping fellow, his guts had already broken through the horizon. He had come to the Imperial City to blow up the mines. Blowing up the mines right under the nose of a true king, he was going to blow up the Imperial City. At this moment, Zhao Xingwu could not control his vitality force. Vitality force overflowed, blowing up the commander-in-chief's residence. He really could not control it. How bold of him! And this scene was so familiar. Back then, when he blew up half of gigantic Willow City's mineral veins, he was in the Nanjiang catacombs. After that, Fang Ping directly blew up a royal city in the Tianan catacombs. And now, the other party had come to blow up the Imperial City. Other than the true King's Hall, is there any place more dangerous than the Imperial City? At this moment, such a thought actually occurred to Zhao Xingwu. Blowing up the royal city, blowing up the Imperial City, only the true King's Hall would not be blown up. The 49 true King's headquarters would not be blown up, if he blew up the true King's Hall one day. Chapter 753. With the explosion, the entire Imperial City was in chaos. Countless powerhouses no longer cared about the no-fly order, flying into the air one after another. In the sky above Wanting Tower, Jia was protected by Ji Nan. She was not injured, but she could not hide her shock. Fang Ping! At this moment, true monarch Tianyu, who was spreading its trunk near her, suddenly roared. Hurry up and suppress all the mineral veins! As soon as he finished, he raged. All divine generals, seal this place! All divine generals! It was a true monarch. The Lord's orders could not be obeyed, but it could. At this time, if anyone dared to go easy, it would kill. Tianyu's huge trunk reflected the entire sky in gold. Under its rage, no powerhouse in the city dared to refute it. In an instant, powerhouses gathered from all directions. No one is allowed to go out. Anyone who disobeys will be killed on the spot. Hurry! Protect all the mineral veins, boom! Some powerhouses were still shouting when another loud sound was heard, followed by another explosion. The huge Tianyu's old face showed anger. It was not that it was not strong enough, but there were mineral veins everywhere underground, spreading too fast. Right now, it was suppressing the violent energy with all its might. If not for its suppression, Sky Plant City would be gone by now, while the people in the air were still in chaos. Fang Ping was almost scared out of his wits. At that moment, Tianyu's small tree was about 50 meters in front of him, penetrating the ground and passing by in an instant. Fang Ping's legs almost gave way. 50 meters. If true monarch Tianyu had paid a little attention, it might have seen him. These true monarch powerhouses could often penetrate some material and see very far away places. Although Fang Ping's legs gave way, the moment true monarch Tianyu disappeared, his speed was also extremely fast. In the blink of an eye, he had burrowed into the pit that Tianyu had just dug out. It was no longer a pit. A true monarch powerhouse could be killed by a rank 9, let alone a mere soil and stone. In a rage, Tianyu had smashed a large path into the ground. Less than 2,000 meters. Fang Ping's full outburst, with the rank 9 combat boots on his feet, his speed was also extremely fast. This place was still considered peaceful. Wherever true King Tianyu passed, it suppressed the extension of all tyrannical energy. Fang Ping's speed was so fast that he broke through the air, suppressing the sound of energy explosions around him to prevent his speed from triggering sonic booms. In the blink of an eye, Fang Ping arrived at the Crystal Palace. When he saw the pool in the Crystal Palace, Fang Ping suppressed his greed with all his willpower. I can't take it. That was the lake of life. It was at least 50 meters in radius and 5 to 6 meters deep. How much life essence? The pool was close to 300 square meters. Even if it was just water, it would be 300 tons. The figure flashed across Fang Ping's mind almost instantly, but he quickly denied it. It was probably less than 300 tons. Although life essence was similar to water, it was relatively light. It had shrunk to 1/3 of its original size. 100 tons. 200,000 Jean? Who the F***ck is more knowledgeable than me? Fang Ping roared in his heart. 100 tons of life essence and 99 mineral veins. Had any human ever seen it before? No. Absolutely not. Those peak experts like old Zhang could forget about seeing such a grand scene in their entire lives. What a pity, what a pity! I can't take it. The true monarch would find out. The true monarch was too powerful, so powerful that even if Tianyu lived here, he might be discovered if he was missing even 1 gram. At this moment, Fang Ping's tolerance had reached its limit. The system valued 1 caddy of life essence at 2.5 billion. 100 tons, 500 trillion. The increase in wealth points was already 50 billion points. This was still a small calculation. It might be more, maybe more than 100 tons. 1 trillion. 100 billion wealth points. If the system could really continue to upgrade, it could upgrade 3 times in a row. All of these flashed across Fang Ping's mind. In the next moment, Fang Ping left directly through a passageway on the side of the Crystal Palace. Tianyu lived here. Some people would come here to cultivate. This place was not sealed, but there were passageways. Fang Ping did not even turn his head. In my entire life, this was probably the most persevering moment I've ever had. Billions of wealth, really trillions. I didn't look, I didn't take it. It was right in front of me. I restrained myself. I, Fang Ping, am not a greedy person. It was not until Fang Ping entered the passageway that the roar came from outside. Fang Ping, on the other hand, did not care so much. He had already sensed chaos from above. The palace was also in chaos. It was right outside the palace. The mineral vein had exploded. It would be strange if it was not chaotic. Even the true king had gone to help. How could these people not be chaotic? Protect the Lord Royal Lord! Sky Plant Army, quickly suppress the mineral veins chaos! Someone come quickly, help! For the past 1,000 years, this was the first time that Sky Plant City and the palace were in such chaos. Even when the Demon Emperor invaded Godland 1,000 years ago, the Demon Emperor was only acting violently in the outer region. The true king of the restricted area came out of Mount Royal Sea to fight the other party. That battle, even though it was a fierce one, it did not cause Sky Plant City to be in chaos. Now, Sky Plant City was really in chaos. It was not just the palace. Outside, cries and screams could be heard even from far away. Some buildings collapsed and disappeared. Even though the raging Tianyu had kept his power in check, it still implicated many people at this moment. Some low-ranked martial artists died instantly. Tianyu was already restraining it. However, its murderous intent was bursting out. Even if it was just a wisp that leaked out, it was enough to cause countless deaths. This was a true king. In the palace. At this moment, Feng Yexing and the rest were stunned. Fang Ping! That was the only word in Feng Yexing's mind. Fang Ping was crazy. Not far from the palace, he was going to blow up the palace. Lunatic! We must kill this lunatic. If this lunatic does not die, I will never be able to rest in peace. This was too crazy. A venerable martial artist was blowing up the nest that the true king was guarding right next to him. If this was not a lunatic, what was? Feng Yexing was even trembling a little. When Ancestor Wan came, he must find Fang Ping and kill him. If Fang Ping did not die, he was really afraid. He was afraid. We must kill him! At this moment, Feng Yexing also rose into the air, looking in the direction of Wanting Tower, his face full of fear. In other directions, people rose into the air as well, looking in that direction. Rumble! Another explosion was heard. At this moment, true King Tianyu's body expanded, revealing his true appearance. Fang Ping and true King Tianyu moved almost at the same time. When true King Tianyu revealed his true appearance, Fang Ping also came out of the underground Crystal Palace. The moment true King Tianyu revealed his true appearance, everyone's attention was drawn. At this moment, Fang Ping did not hesitate. At this moment, the powerhouses were watching from the air, shocked and dazed for a moment. Fang Ping was so bold that he rose into the air and headed straight for Feng Miexing, who was the closest to him. He was a fugitive. Fang Ping felt that there was no need for him to hesitate anymore. Feng Miexing was the closest to him, and he knew Feng Miexing the best. Who else would he kill if not him? While Feng Miexing was emotionally unstable and distracted by true King Tianyu, who else would he kill if not him? As for whether anyone saw him, Fang Ping could not care less. There was not enough time. Tianyu would be able to suppress the riot very soon. At this moment, the golden house did not shine with golden light. It descended abruptly. Feng Miexing's vision went black. Before he could react, Fang Ping went all out, his mentality exploding. He could not give him a chance to use the true king's avatar. An explosive rumble rang out in the golden house. Feng Miexing's eyes went blank. He was not dead yet. The maple leaf appeared in his hand. But he did not have time to throw it out. The rank 8 Changdao appeared in Fang Ping's hand in the blink of an eye. He slashed. Boom! An explosive sound rang out again. Everything seemed slow, but it happened so fast that it could not be any faster. In the next moment, Fang Ping's figure appeared outside the golden house. At this moment, Tianyu's avatar had just been revealed. Close to 1,000 meters away from Fang Ping, Lord Wang did not use flight step. Instead, he stayed in his main hall, surrounded by a few God General guards. At this moment, Lord Wang tilted his head slightly, his brows furrowed slightly. Soon, he did not care anymore. In the blink of an eye, there were some unusual movements. However, at this moment, the entire palace was in turmoil. A large number of Tianji soldiers were running around in the palace. The powerhouses were also flying everywhere with flight step. It was extremely chaotic. He was a cripple. A cripple could not release his mentality. Naturally, he could not cover the palace. There were some situations that he was not clear about. Huff! Fang Ping panted. The armor on his body had transformed into the clothes that Feng Miexing wore. Fang Ping's heart was pounding. Did anyone see it? Did anyone? He killed Feng Miexing in the blink of an eye. It was really in the blink of an eye. It was just killing an upper stage rank 7 martial artist. Feng Miexing had just broken through to upper stage rank 7. Fang Ping had to go all out to kill him. It was done in the blink of an eye. The people nearby were all watching Tianyu suppress the riot. No one saw it, right? Fang Ping heaved a sigh of relief. No one. No one suspected him. There was no other reason. His wealth had increased. After killing Feng Miexing, Fang Ping obtained a ring. He did not open it. However, at this moment, his wealth had increased. It had increased a lot. Before this, it had just reached 300 million wealth points. At this moment, the moment he obtained the ring, it had actually reached 600 million wealth points. 3 trillion wealth points! This Feng Miexing fellow actually has 3 trillion wealth points. No, this fellow actually only has 3 trillion wealth points. Fang Ping suddenly realized. 3 trillion was only 10,000 caddies of energy stones. Feng Miexing was 2F** King Pur. A true king's descendant, the heir to the Lord of Kings, arrogant and despotic to the extreme. A fellow like this only had 10,000 caddies of energy stones. I didn't want to kill you at first. I thought I could keep you alive. I thought about killing a lot of people. In the end, after going one round, I actually came back here. Fang Ping felt helpless. In the beginning, he did not come to the restricted area because he wanted to kill Feng Miexing. However, when he came, he thought it would be best not to kill him. Even until now, Feng Miexing still died in his hands. He had to admit that this was Feng Miexing's fate. Fang Ping held the maple leaf in his hand, hesitating slightly. Did the Maple King's clone detect his mentality just now? Probably not. According to old Zhang, if a true king was not powerful enough, it was impossible for him to be a monitor all the time. Under normal circumstances, he would be in silence. Old Zhang could be a monitor all the time, but it did not mean that others could do the same. Although Fang Ping always felt that old Zhang was bragging, it was inevitable that Zhang Tao was powerful. If he said that the average true king could not do it, then it was probably very difficult. The last time the Maple King's clone detected Zhao Xingwu even gave him a warning. It had only been a few days. The Maple King's clone should be in silence now, right? It should be. Otherwise, if he really found out, even if there was no one controlling him, he would explode on his own. The true king's clone was not only controlled by humans. If the true king's clone was awake, it could also explode on its own. It was the same when old Zhang buried one in the sea last time. At critical moments, when these clones were in an active state, they could also explode on their own. His wealth points have increased. He probably doesn't know. Otherwise, he would have exploded and killed me now. Fang Ping pinched the maple leaf and did not care anymore. He put Feng Niexing's ring on his finger. Fang Ping did not have time to check it. He glanced at the martial artists in the flight stance around him. There were not many people on his side. The closest one was Hua Yu, who was more than 500 meters away. Feng Niexing and the others entered the palace by themselves. Fang Ping glanced at Hua Yu. Hua Yu happened to be looking at him too. He said coldly, "Feng Niexing, is this person really Fang Ping?" Fang Ping. Fang Ping's expression was ferocious. Suddenly, his mentality exploded. Some of the servants who were still running below were suddenly killed by Fang Ping. Seeing Feng Niexing lose control of his emotions, Hua Yu sneered. As expected, Fang Ping had become Feng Niexing's inner demon. At this moment, Feng Niexing could not even control his emotions. It was obvious that he had been greatly affected. On the other side, Purple Moon smiled faintly. Feng Niexing, why make life difficult for these servants? If you have the guts, go and kill Fang Ping. I don't need you to provoke me. Fang Ping's expression was ferocious. He gritted his teeth and said, "You idiots! Fang Ping is audacious. He even dared to do something like this. If I don't kill him, do you think I'm the only one who will be worried?" At this moment, true King Tian Yu had already suppressed the mind's riot from afar. Fang Ping snorted coldly. His expression was livid. "If Fang Ping doesn't die, none of you will have an easy time. You want to laugh at me? What a joke. Just wait for your deaths. This time, the king ancestor has returned. No matter what, I must kill Fang Ping." Fang Ping scolded himself for a while. Then, he saw true King Tian Yu's true form shrink. With a snort, he landed on the ground and entered his palace. Then, he yelled angrily, "They're all dead? Someone, clean this up." Not far away, Hua Yu and the others sneered. Of course they were all dead. It seemed like Feng Niexing had been provoked by Fang Ping. Even as they thought about it, their expressions turned serious. Fang Ping must die. A person like this could not be left alive. In the past, they had mocked Feng Niexing. This time, everyone felt how difficult and bold this fellow was. Sky Plant City was in turmoil because of one person. Even the true king was angry. At this moment, true King Tian Yu was really angry. His mentality began to cover Sky Plant City and investigate. The vicinity of Wanting Tower was explored inch by inch. However, the mentality was very brutal. Clearly, there was not much to gain. On the other side, when true King Tian Yu began to explore, Zhao Xingwu was just about to move when he heard Tian Yu's voice. "If you dare to cause trouble again, I will kill you!" Tian Yu was furious. He, who had always referred to himself as old, was now completely enraged. Hearing this, Zhao Xingwu smiled faintly. "True King Tian Yu worries too much. I am certain that Fang Ping has come here. True King Tian Yu, you better kill him this time. If he doesn't die, I will not be able to eat or sleep in peace. Previously, I entered the royal court because I wanted to kill him. If he doesn't die, with his personality, he will seek revenge for the smallest grievance. I will not be able to sleep well even if I reach the peak. True King Tianyu ignored him and continued to explore. Scanning inch by inch was an extremely taxing task. It was impossible for it to scan the entire imperial city on its own. However, it was sure that Fang Ping could not have gone far. It had arrived extremely quickly. With Fang Ping's strength, the distance from the detonation of the mineral veins would not be too far. Fang Ping was definitely still nearby. Of course, the other party might have taken the opportunity to escape when the explosion had sounded. But now, Tianyu was not satisfied. It was a true king rank expert, yet it had been reduced to such a sorry state by a venerable realm martial artist. If it didn't kill Fang Ping, then it wouldn't be able to face the other true kings. He would be laughed at by the other true kings. The resurrected martial artist had blown up the imperial city right in front of him. Although it did not explode, Wanting Tower was now gone. A few hall master manors had collapsed. The royal court had 9 halls. The true king hall was not here, but the other 8 halls were near the imperial palace. The tribute hall was closest to Wanting Tower. Now Wanting Tower was gone, and the tribute hall had been blown away. This was a great humiliation. Not only was true King Tianyu searching, but Jin Nan and the others were also searching. These people were still searching when true King Tianyu suddenly shouted, "Clear the rubble! Everyone nearby is not allowed to leave! Wait for inspection!" It wanted to check every single person in the vicinity. Fang Ping might be mixed in with this group of people. As he spoke, a few divine generals seemed like they were about to leave. True King Tianyu suddenly shouted, "Divine generals are not allowed to leave either!" When these words came out, some of the divine generals were stunned. True King Tianyu ignored them. He now suspected that the other could not only impersonate a venerable, he could even impersonate a divine general. As for whether Fang Ping could kill a divine general, Tianyu suddenly thought of something. Perhaps some divine generals were not even real. Some divine generals only came to the imperial city because of the sacred fruit feast. Could it be that they did not come at all? Fang Ping could be impersonating them. Perhaps Fang Ping had been hiding among the divine generals' powerhouses from the beginning. As for Sunflower, Maple Jade, Maple Flower, perhaps it was all a trap set up by Fang Ping. His real identity was now one of the divine generals. Tianyu thought of it. After it finished speaking, some of the divine generals thought of it too. This time, some of the divine generals from outside were targeted in the blink of an eye. Everyone is in danger, even divine generals cannot avoid it. Jin Nan suddenly sighed. Divine land was going to be in chaos. If they did not kill Fang Ping now, there would really be chaos. Before this, it had nothing to do with divine generals. Now, even divine generals could not be trusted. As Jin Nan spoke, he even muttered, "Could he even impersonate a true king? Impersonation has nothing to do with his strength. Instead, he can impersonate whoever he wants, if that's the case." Jin Nan shuddered. Ji Yao's face was also pale. She said fearfully, "We must kill him! Uncle Wang, you must kill him! If he doesn't die, there might be chaos." As she spoke, Ji Yao suddenly looked at Ji Nan. Ji Nan's expression froze instantly. What did his niece mean? Ji Yao also realized that something was wrong. She said bitterly, "Uncle Wang, now everyone looks like Fang Ping." Ji Nan was helpless. After a long time, she said, "Even if he can impersonate, it should only be his aura, not his strength. If he really has the strength to impersonate whoever he impersonates, he would have impersonated a true king long ago and created chaos." Ji Yao breathed a sigh of relief. Ji Nan had demonstrated his strength before. This should not be Fang Ping's impersonation. Thinking of this, Ji Yao gritted her teeth again. "Uncle Wang, can we really kill him? Even the true king can't find him now. How can we kill him?" Ji Yao looked at Tian Yu, who was still investigating from afar. Her expression was bitter. It was so chaotic earlier. Fan Ping might have escaped long ago. How could they investigate? The true king's mentality covered a large area. It could even cover a few thousand li. However, that was covering, not probing inch by inch. A few thousand li away, they could only feel some fluctuations, energy fluctuations. Fan Ping could also restrain his aura. He could hide anywhere, and he could even disguise himself as someone else. At this point, the amount of work required was too much. Ji Nan transmitted her voice. The Maple Monarchs will return soon. At that time, the monarchs will join hands and seal off the entire Sky Plant City. He won't be able to escape. But how much longer will the Maple Monarchs need? Ji Yao felt a little helpless. Although the true King's Hall wasn't far from here, that was only relatively speaking. The messenger from the Imperial City had just left not long ago. It would take at least 1 or 2 days for them to arrive at the Hall of the True King. Furthermore, even if he did, the true monarch wouldn't be waiting for him at the True Monarch Hall. The true king was also busy. They might have returned to the king's territory, gone to the Royal Sea Mountain, or gone somewhere else. After all, they weren't the kind of followers who could be summoned at any time. Ji Nan was also helpless. She said, "Then continue to seal the city. Now that Heavenly Jade Monarch is enraged, he will definitely investigate, and won't let him leave Heavenly Plant City easily." "I hope so." Ji Yao sighed again. She was deeply worried. Why was Fan Ping so hard to kill? She hadn't expected that even a true monarch would be unable to find the other party. The palace. In the palace where Feng Yexing was. The corpses outside had already been cleaned up by the new servants. Feng Yexing entered the palace alone. The people from Prince Feng's mansion were not brought along. Feng Zhe had also gone to the true king's hall to deliver the message. At this moment, in the main hall, Fan Ping was sitting alone on the high seat. Some servants wanted to come in and serve him. Fan Ping roared furiously. "Get out!" Those people dared not stay any longer. One by one they fled. Now that His Highness Feng was furious, they dared not court death. The people in the palace were also well informed. They already knew that Fan Ping, who had created chaos this time, seemed to be Feng Yexing's biggest enemy. Now that the other party had created chaos again, it was inevitable that His Highness Feng would be furious. Fan Ping and the rest ran away. He quickly opened Feng Yexing's storage ring, took out a set of clothes and changed. It was still a little dangerous just now. If someone stronger than him, a rank 9 powerhouse, would investigate him. He was wearing the divine armor, and they might notice something was wrong. "I didn't get Feng Yexing's divine weapon. I haven't learned any combat techniques either. If I make a move, I might be exposed. If I can avoid it, I must not. I don't know if the Holy Fruit Feast will start tomorrow. If it does, please don't fight. F***ck, I'm going to learn from Fatty Jiang and scare people with my family background." Fan Ping had a plan in his mind. He could not make a move. If he did, he would be finished. This time, I'll be the strongest king for once. "Old Wang, oh Old Wang, I really have to rely on you guys this time. It's urgent. If nothing happens in the king's battleground, with Feng Yexing's personality, he won't leave until he kills me. Only when you guys make a big mess will I find an excuse to capture you guys and force Fan Ping to show himself. Only then can I leave. Otherwise, if King Feng really comes back, I might not be able to continue hiding." Fan Ping was helpless now. If Old Wang and the rest did not work harder, he would not be able to hold on much longer. Now that he had made a big mess, he could use the excuse to capture them to force Fan Ping to show himself. That was the best solution. Before I came, I didn't plan for things to turn out this way. Even a true king wants to kill me. Fan Ping once again felt that he was innocent. Before he came, because he did not know the specifics of the situation, he only had some plans. He did not expect things to turn out this way. Now, a true monarch was still searching for him a few thousand meters away. If things went wrong, a few more true kings would come back soon. I can't stay in this place anymore. If old Wang doesn't make a mess, old Zhang and the rest should work harder too. It would be good to do something big in Mount Royal Sea. Fan Ping's mind was full of thoughts. After a long time, he sighed softly. Forget it, he could only wait. For now, he should count his gains. He should do an inventory of Feng Miexing's belongings. He had to use some of his wealth points. If he really got the holy fruit tomorrow and its value exceeded his imagination, he would be done for if it reached 1 billion points in one go. Fan Ping did not even dare to think about it. That scene was too beautiful. He was a little afraid now. Could the holy fruit be worth more than 10 trillion? If it really exceeded 10 trillion. Damn, he could not take it. In front of a true king. That can't be right. At that time, it would definitely be fatal danger. Logically speaking, it shouldn't have increased my wealth points. The key is that I'm afraid the system will have a problem, suddenly feeling that I'm not in danger and doing this to me. Fan Ping was a little shaken. Tomorrow, there would be true kings and a large number of god generals. If he suddenly exposed his true identity, everyone would be looking at him. TSK. Fan Ping did not want to think anymore. Thinking about it made his legs wobble. I have to spend my wealth points. Maybe I can build an eternal lake in the future. Fan Ping muttered in his heart. This time, he had produced so much imperishable substance. Maybe he could really build an eternal lake similar to a bounded domain. How extravagant! Please remember this book's original domain name. 9 Heavens Divine Emperor. Chapter 754. A storage ring. This was the first time Fan Ping had obtained a storage ring. The storage jade pendant he had obtained from the king battlefield was very small, only about 1 cubic meter. He had given it to Huang Jing before, but old Huang had given it to old Manly. Feng Miexing's storage ring wasn't that big either. There was no blood contract. Fan Ping did not know if it was because he was simulating his aura or something else. In any case, he opened the storage ring directly. About 5 cubic meters. It was a rectangular space with a length and width of more than 2 meters and a height of about 1 meter. There were some messy things inside. There's only so much space. I thought that all storage rings were huge. Fan Ping fiddled with the silver ring in his hand. It exuded a quaint aura. Quite a lot of life essence, almost 250 kilograms. Phone extermination had stored up quite a lot of life essence. It seemed like he was afraid of death. It was a pity that he didn't have a chance to use it before he died. 250 kilograms of life essence was worth about 1,250 billion. There's a lot of energy fluid too. This guy is so extravagant. He doesn't even have any energy stones in his storage space. It looks like he uses energy fluid to recover and cultivate. There must be more than 1,000 kilograms here, right? Looking at the concentration of 1,000 kilograms of energy liquid, it should be about 5 times the concentration of energy stones, which was comparable to 5,000 kilograms of energy stones. It was worth 1.5 trillion. 1 heavenly golden lotus. Damn, there's actually a whole heavenly golden lotus. I've never seen a whole heavenly golden lotus before. It has 8 petals and costs 160 billion. Fan Ping was a little surprised when he saw the entire heavenly golden lotus in the air. He had never seen a complete heavenly golden lotus before. Last time at the 100 Kings Palace, he had changed 6 petals, but they were not complete. There were 8 complete petals. 100 sunflower fruits. This should be the bribe from Monster Sunflower City. It's worth 100 billion. Divine weapons. 5 7th grade divine weapons, worth at least 60 billion. This is a reward for this subordinate, right? Fan Ping examined it carefully. There were not many things in the storage ring. Life essence and energy liquid were the most abundant, while the heavenly golden lotus and sunflower fruit were used to increase spiritual power. Very quickly, Fang Ping discovered a treasure that could enhance the physique: the golden body fruit. A golden body fruit was worth 10 billion each, yet Foam Extermination had saved 10 of them. It looked like he was preparing to finish honing his skull and enter rank 8 as soon as possible. After searching for a while more, joy flashed in Fang Ping's eyes. A 9th grade divine weapon! Foam Extermination actually had a 9th grade divine weapon. Could it be that this fellow was using a 9th grade divine weapon? Fang Ping understood now. Foam Yesheng seemed to be using the rank 8 divine weapon long halberd that he had used in the battlefield. He had not changed his divine weapon. A rank 7 using a rank 9 divine weapon did not mean that it would be more powerful. The more powerful the divine weapon, the greater the consumption. As for Ji Yao using a grade 9 divine weapon, she was rich and willful. She had a lot of grade 9 divine weapons, so no one would care if she used it for fun. A 9th grade divine weapon is worth at least 100 billion. It's a pity that it's a halberd, not a saber. But I'll get old Zhang to modify it, so I can use it as well. The energy liquid was worth 1.5 trillion, the life essence was worth 1,250 billion, the heavenly golden lotus was worth 160 billion, the sunflower fruit was worth 100 billion, the golden body fruit was worth 100 billion, the rank 9 divine weapon was worth more than 100 billion, and 5 rank 7 divine weapons were worth 60 billion. Other than these items, Fan Ping also found some other scattered items. He wasn't too familiar with it, but after checking it out, it should be some treasures that could improve one's mental strength and physical body. There was an energy fruit that looked like an apple. In Fan Ping's opinion, it seemed to be slightly stronger than the heavenly golden lotus. Moreover, he could sense that energy. It might also be a treasure that could improve one's mental strength. What's this thing? It's probably worth more than the heavenly golden lotus. It should be worth 200 billion, right? Fang Ping calculated. The items in Foam Extermination's storage ring were worth at least 3.5 trillion and above. This did not include the storage ring and the true king's avatar. Fan Ping knew that the true king's avatar would not be valued. The few that old Zhang gave him had not been valued. As for the storage ring, it seemed like it would not be valued either. However, this was on Earth. On Earth, the value of things without transaction records would not be calculated in time. It might not be used as a reference. The storage jade pendant that Fang Ping obtained last time was not valued. However, in the catacombs, there seemed to be storage equipment transactions. Fang Ping had seen storage rings for sale in the 100 Kings Palace before. It was just that they were too expensive, almost unaffordable. How much is a storage ring with 5 cubic meters worth? Storage equipment is very expensive. Although it can't be compared to mine, it's still worth more than 100 billion. The system might have calculated it for me. After all, there are storage equipment transactions in the catacombs. Even if the storage ring was not included, Fang Ping calculated. The value was not right. Foam Extermination's items had increased his wealth by 300 million points. However, if he were to calculate it now, it would increase by at least 3.5 trillion. I understand now. As expected, the system doesn't give me any loopholes. Fang Ping shook his head. He understood. The last time he was in Monster Sunflower City, he got a lot of energy liquids. In the end, he gave 500 caddies to Foam Extermination and 500 caddies to Li Yi. Half of the 1,000 caddies of energy liquids in Foam Extermination's space belonged to him. Even the big bottle was the same. In that case, if I snatch what I give away, the system won't calculate the value a second time. Fang Ping understood. This was his first time doing this. He had given many things in the past, but he had never snatched them away. For example, he had given many things to old Zhang, but he could not snatch them away. 500 caddies of energy liquids, that's 2,500 caddies of energy stones, 750 billion. If I subtract this, Foam Extermination has about 2,750 billion worth of items. The system added about 300 million points to me, which is worth 3 trillion. Then it can only be a storage ring. Fan Ping had an idea in his heart. The storage ring had added wealth points to him, and its value was about 250 billion. So expensive! If I don't calculate according to the manufacturing difficulty, and only calculate according to the size of the space, then 1 cubic meter is 50 billion. Fan Ping sighed inwardly. Storage equipment was indeed expensive. Not to mention that the larger the space, the harder it was to manufacture and maintain. If 1 cubic meter was 50 billion, then wouldn't his 10,000 cubic meter space be worth 500 trillion? If he wanted to expand the space himself, 1 cubic meter would only need 500 million. If I calculate according to the system's valuation, then the value of my jade pendant last time is comparable to a rank 8 divine weapon. And this storage ring is even more expensive than a rank 9 divine weapon. Its value is comparable to a rank 9 divine weapon armor. Fan Ping sighed again. Storage equipment was indeed rare. The value of an armor was usually about 2 to 3 times that of a divine weapon. The storage ring in his hand might be small, but its value was comparable to a rank 9 divine weapon armor. Even Fan Ping did not have a rank 9 divine weapon armor. I've really struck it rich this time. Once again, Fan Ping calculated his assets. 1,000 caddies of energy liquid plus energy stones is equivalent to 35,000 caddies of rank 9 energy stones. There are a total of 9 petals of the heavenly golden lotus, 8 golden body fruits, 130 sunflower fruits, more than 500 caddies of life essence, 1 rank 9 divine weapon, 5 rank 7 divine weapons, 1 storage ring, some divine fruit, vein molding flower, 100 honing fruit, 20 lumps of 1,000 imperishable substance. Fan Ping shook his head. The total value was definitely more than 10 trillion. This trip to the catacombs was really profitable. Looking at his own data again, Fan Ping felt even more emotional. The catacombs was a real treasure trove. Wealth, 620 million points. Vitality, 70,400 calories, 70,480 calories. Mentality, 4,099 Hz, 4,099 Hz. Destruction force, 35 yuan, 35 yuan. Bones honed, 206 bones, 100%. Storage space, 10,000 cubic meters, plus energy shield. 1 point/minute, plus aura simulation, 10 points/minute, plus. I can't keep so many wealth points. I have to use some more. Fan Ping dared not keep so many wealth points. Very quickly, he began to condense the imperishable substance lumps again. 1,000 yuan per lump. 10 million wealth points per lump. This time, Fan Ping made up his mind and condensed 50 lumps straight away. This time, his wealth points dropped to a little more than 100 million points. There are 70 lumps of imperishable substance now. 70,000 yuan of imperishable substance. Fan Ping shook his head. He was a rank 8 4th level martial artist. His imperishable substance was only 35 yuan. Based on this calculation, the amount of imperishable substance he condensed was comparable to the sum of 2,000 upper stage rank 8 martial artists. Rank 8 martial artists, rank 8 3rd level martial artists, could condense about 1 yuan in a month. At peak rank 8, it would be slightly faster. They could condense about 2 yuan in a month. Fan Ping was not too sure about rank 9. However, it should not be too much. 5 yuan a month was considered too much. Desperate realms might not be too slow. At desperate realms, the speed of mentality recovery was relatively fast. Their abilities were also extremely strong. Fan Ping felt that it was possible to recover 100 yuan in a month. Even if desperate realms powerhouses recover 100 yuan of imperishable substance a month, to condense 70,000 yuan, they would need 700 months, 60 years. Fan Ping sighed even more. 60 years. Old Zhang and Li Jun combined didn't even take 60 years to reach the peak. In other words, even if the two of them didn't use the imperishable substance to refine their bodies, they wouldn't have as much time as Yan Kai did. These newly promoted Paragon powerhouses are poor, but it's hard to say for the others. Star Town's desperate realms have been Paragon powerhouses for a long time. Even if these people use a lot of it for their own cultivation, they can still save some. Fang Ping suddenly thought of a problem. Those veteran Paragon powerhouses might have saved up a lot of imperishable substance. Of course, they needed to cultivate. Sometimes, they would also fight. Once they started fighting, they would consume a lot of it. However, Star Town's Paragon powerhouses had been at least 300 years. Saving 100 yuan of imperishable substance a year was considered little. After so many years, they should have at least a few thousand yuan in assets, right? It's hard to say. These Paragon powerhouses will fight too. Once they fight, even a few thousand yuan can't afford to be consumed. Fang Ping shook his head again. For example, Warlord. In a previous battle, he killed a true king. He was also heavily injured. Not surprisingly, in order to recover quickly, Warlord might have used up a lot of the imperishable substance he had saved up. These desperate realms would not let themselves be injured for too long. So, from the looks of it, even if the desperate realms stay longer, I'm afraid they're poor. After all, the stronger they are, the more they consume. If they want to hone their bodies to become stronger, it won't do if they don't have enough imperishable substance. Fang Ping seriously doubted that even if all the desperate realms on Earth were added together, would they have more imperishable substance than he had? 70,000 yuan is equivalent to a peak rank 8's cultivation for 3,000 years. Fang Ping calculated again, mumbling in his heart. Most rank 8 powerhouses can't cultivate to Golden Body 9 refinements. It has a lot to do with the imperishable substance. The gap is too big. If they rely on themselves, they might not have enough imperishable substance to cultivate until they die. But I'm different. I have so much imperishable substance. If my mentality can keep up, I can definitely cultivate to rank 8 Golden Body 9 refinements. Fang Ping did not know how much imperishable substance he would need to cultivate to rank 8 Golden Body 9 refinements, but it would definitely not be little. Ordinary rank 8 powerhouses would really cultivate to death. Even if there were Paragon elders in the family, they would not give their own imperishable substance to their descendants to cultivate their golden body. Even Paragons themselves lacked it. How could they have so much imperishable substance to give to others? Old Manly uses vitality to cultivate his golden body. Vitality is easy to recover. I use imperishable substance to cultivate my golden body. I have a lot of imperishable substance too. If that's the case, in today's world, the only ones who can cultivate their golden body to the highest level are me and Old Manly? Fang Ping licked his lips. What kind of power did a rank 8 Golden Body 9 refinements have? He really wanted to try it earlier. The cultivation difficulty was so high. It could not be too weak, right? A rank 8 9 refinements or an origin path powerhouse, who was stronger and who was weaker? Fang Ping had no clue how to comprehend the origin path. Fang Ping felt that this kind of high difficulty task was not suitable for him. If he wanted to improve his combat strength, the first thing he had to do was to improve his golden body. I've proven my Tao through strength, right? Fang Ping suddenly thought of a term. Rank 9 was the path of enlightenment. The time he had been practicing martial arts was too short. Until now, he was still confused about the path of martial arts. He was already an upper stage rank 8 martial artist, but he was still like that. He was afraid that when he stepped into rank 9, he might not be able to walk the path of origin very quickly. Then he would be a weak level 9. A weak rank 9. Fang Ping felt that it was too shameful to be a weak rank 9. He might as well continue cultivating his golden body. There was no need to be tortured by others when he entered rank 9. A rank 8 oppressing a rank 9 was what he should do. As he thought about it, he sighed suddenly. What was the point of thinking about all this now? The most important thing now was to find a way to leave Sky Plant City. If he didn't leave now, it would really be difficult for him to leave. The return of the Maple Prince and the others was a big problem. After all, they were his own grandchildren. How could he not sense something was wrong? The sky was bright. Earth calendar, November 15th. On the second night, Fang Ping entered the catacombs. It had been almost half a month since Fang Ping had entered the catacombs. On the 6th, it had been 10 days since Lao Wang and the others entered the king's battlefield. Mount Imperial Sea. Zhang Tao gazed at the depths of Mount Imperial Sea from afar, his gaze deep. That kid, he had stayed for quite a long time this time. Half a month! There was no news for half a month. Could he have been seen through? Half a month was not a long time for the average martial artist. There were those who stayed in the catacombs for decades. Some rank 9 powerhouses guarded the catacombs and did not leave the catacombs for decades. They were not alone. But to Fang Ping, it was really a long time. Annihilate Skygate City, go to the bounded boundaries, fight the forbidden catacombs. Fang Ping had not stayed in these places for too long. While Zhang Tao was pondering, a figure came using flight step from afar. He did not come from the outer boundary, but from the restricted area. Zhang Tao took a look, his gaze moving slightly. Something had happened in the king's battlefield? Very soon, the person arrived. Greetings, Martial King! The person who came was Fang Ping's acquaintance, Wei Yong, the family head of the Wei family in Star Town. When Wei Yong saw Zhang Tao, his gaze was complicated. Zhang Tao smiled. Family head Wei, are you the one guarding the king's battlefield this time? Yes. Wei Yong responded. His gaze became even more complicated. He stood opposite Zhang Tao, paused, and said, Martial King, the next time martial arts university students enter the king's battlefield, can you notify them a month in advance? Zhang Tao said nothing. Wei Yong sighed. Martial King, it's not easy for Star Town to nurture some juniors. We can't afford to go on like this. We can't go on like this. The last time Fang Ping came, the juniors in Star Town in the king's battlefield had a hard time. They couldn't kill Fang Ping, so they took it out on others and hunted our people everywhere. It's just been a few days. Wei Yong did not want to speak anymore. His expression was bitter. God, please don't let the martial arts university people come. It had been 100 years. Although Star Town had fought many battles in the king's battlefield, it could not be like this. Zhang Tao coughed softly and smiled. Family head Wei, let's talk business. What's going on? Wei Yong remembered this and sighed. Wang Jinyang and the others entered the king's battlefield 10 days ago. Fang Ping did not come at first, so we thought it was fine and did not inform the people inside to evacuate. Who knew that these people are not quiet people? Martial King, these few days, the rank 7 region is in chaos. Plus that brat Jianghao from the Jiang family, a group of people can't wait for the world to be in chaos, killing wantonly in the king's battlefield. What ruins, what mystic realms, they don't care at all. In short, it's killing. They kill whoever they see. It's chaos, it's a mess. In the king's battlefield, our goal is still for the ruins, for the opportunity. Killing is not the main thing. In the past, unless it's to fight for the ruins, there's only killing. If it's not near the ruins, there's very little killing. But now, no matter where it is, there's endless killing. Many people from the rank 7 region have already come out, some have already gone to the 2 royal courts to ask for reinforcements. As Wei Yong spoke, he was almost suffocated to death. It was not like this. The real killing was more frequent in the rank 9 region. There, not only humans were killing each other, but the few royal courts were also killing each other. They all had their own goals. As for the other regions, it was mainly to explore the ruins and improve quickly. Their ultimate goal was to enter the rank 9 region and find some of the things that the top powerhouses wanted to see. If the killing in the 7 and 8 regions was intense and everyone died, who would go to the rank 9 region to search for the traces of the 2 royal courts? But now, the rank 6 region was almost empty. The rank 7 region was also in chaos now. Over at Star Town, many people could not hold on anymore. 2 days ago, the Su family's second son ran out with a long face. He could not hold on anymore. In the past, everyone talked about territories and camps. Now, there was no need to talk about it anymore. They were all in a killing frenzy. It did not matter whether it was ruins or not. When they saw people, if they were not on the same side, they would kill them. If they could not kill them, they would run. If they ran, there would be people chasing them. The more they chased, the more people there were, the messier it would be. Coupled with the chaotic monsters inside, the Rank 7 region was no longer a place for people to stay. Zhang Tao coughed softly again and asked, "What about the casualties? They're mainly going after the martial arts university students. Star Town's casualties aren't that high, but the people from the other Holy Lands won't agree to it. They're furious now and hope that Sino Nation can disqualify the martial arts university students." Wei Yong smiled bitterly. King Wu, the people from the 6 Holy Lands would join forces. But now, when they see the Sino Nation martial artists, the people from the other Holy Lands are running as far as they can. The Holy Lands have already sent people inside to summon their Rank 7 martial artists back. Zhang Tao snorted. A bunch of trash. What's there to run for? Wang Jinyang and the rest, the strongest one, Yao Qingjun, has just achieved upper stage rank 7 not long ago. How much trouble can they cause? Even the early stage rank 7 Qin Fengqin didn't say to run. Why are they running? I remember that the Holy Lands still have some peak rank 7 martial artists inside. Do they have the guts to cultivate to this level? Zhang Tao's expression was cold. How did they cultivate? Did Qin Fengqin run away? Wasn't he still at the king's battleground? He had just achieved rank 7. Wei Yong smiled bitterly again. He said, Qin Fengqin, it's not that Qin Fengqin doesn't want to run, it's that he can't. Right now, in the rank 7 territory, there are people hunting him down everywhere. Others can still leave the exit. The catacombs don't want to fight wantonly at the exit either. But Qin Fengqin and the rest, they reached the exit. I heard from the people who came out earlier that when they were near the exit, more than 20 rank 7s wanted to kill them. How can they get out? Wei Yong continued. King Wu, if this goes on, I'm afraid these people will really be in danger. If they can't find the weak point of the rank 6 territory's barrier, I'm afraid they won't be able to leave the king's battleground. Zhang Tao's head hurt. He thought for a while and asked, Did the 2 catacombs kings send reinforcements? Not yet, Wei Yong replied. I heard that the heirs to the throne and the catacombs have been fighting for an opportunity recently. These people have now returned to the depths of the catacombs. That's why there are fewer people in the rank 7 territory in the king's battleground. Otherwise, I'm afraid they would have been killed long ago. Wei Yong had also heard about it from the martial artists guarding the king's battleground. These catacombs' royal highnesses were mostly rank 7 and 8. They had many subordinates, like Feng Mieshing. Many of the commanders under him would enter the king's battleground with him. Under normal circumstances, when one of them entered, he would bring at least 3 martial artists of the same rank under him. That was the least. Now, more than 10 royal highnesses from the 2 royal highnesses did not come to the king's battleground. Suddenly, there were less than 100 people. This was the reason why Wang Jinyang and the others hadn't been surrounded and killed so far. Moreover, the important figures of the 2 royal highnesses were not here. No one had the prestige to unite the 2 royal highnesses. Thousands of demons and the guardian royal highnesses did not care either. If Ji Yao or Feng Mieshing and the rest were here, they could at least contact the demons guarding the royal highnesses. Opportunity, Zhang Tao murmured. What opportunity? Could it be that the kid Fang Ping was also waiting for an opportunity, and that was why he did not come out? This kid was extremely daring and liked to do things on a grand scale. With so many crown princes gathered together, the kid might just go there. Zhang Tao pondered for a moment. Wang Jinyang and the rest had stirred up trouble in the king's battleground. Now that the king's battleground had gone back to look for reinforcements, the crown princes might lead their people over to encircle them. Is he deliberately creating chaos in the king's battleground? This kid has already made up his mind to find a way to get to the king's battleground? After a long while, Zhang Tao said, when the people from the restricted area come to help, then come back and report the news. Then Wang Jinyang and the rest calm down. I have no other way now. I can't go in. If I can't go in, they can't come out. There's no point in panicking. Wei Yong was helpless. After thinking for a while, he said, King Wu, if they don't die this time, the next time they come to the king's battleground, you must inform us in advance. Zhang Tao was speechless. What was up with the people in Star Town? They were so timid. What was there to be afraid of? There were many rank 7 martial artists in Star Town. There were at least 20 in the king's battleground. This was just Star Town. In the other sacred lands there were more than 50 in total. That was the least. They could also recruit more people, up to 100 people. With so many people, if they really fought, did they have to be so afraid of the restricted area? As human martial artists, it was 1 against 2. They could even fight 200 rank 7 martial artists. What was there to worry about? As Zhang Tao thought about this, he said casually, Don't worry too much. The 2 majestic courts are not on good terms, and neither are the crown princes. Even if there are reinforcements, it will be a dozen people at most, no need to be pessimistic. Wei Yong thought about it and agreed. 2 crown princes were probably the usual limit. A dozen people did not need to worry too much. Right now, there were only 60 to 70 people from the 2 majestic courts in the rank 7 region. The king's battleground was huge. It would not be easy to find Wang Jinyang and the rest with 70 to 80 people. As he thought about it, Wei Yong suddenly said, There won't be more than 10 people this time, will there? Zhang Tao was about to say no, but he suddenly paused. After a while, he coughed softly and said, Tell the human martial artists in the rank 7 region to prepare to evacuate at any time. Wei Yong was stunned. Just now, you said not to be afraid. Chapter 755. Sky Plant City. Fang Ping's Palace. Outside the hall, there were no weaklings this time. A rank 7 powerhouse stood outside the hall and said respectfully, Your Highness, Sir Guardian and the King have jointly invited all the lords of the royal court to a banquet today. Inside the hall, Fang Ping asked lazily, The holy fruit feast wasn't affected? The commander outside hurriedly said, It's just a small thief. The chaos has long been quelled. Fang Ping sneered. As he walked out of the palace, he snorted coldly and said, A mere little thief? How arrogant! Did you catch him? Not yet. Lord Tianyu couldn't even catch the thief himself, yet you call him a mere thief. Do you think Lord Tianyu is useless? Plop! The commander instantly knelt on the ground, his face pale, and hurriedly said, This subordinate dares not! Your Highness, please forgive me! Fang Ping said coldly. It's all because of you bunch of trash! A bunch of incompetent fellows! The 300,000 Sky Plant Army soldiers are all useless. They sealed off the Imperial City for several days and even allowed Fang Ping to do such a terrible thing. Such a Sky Plant Army still wants to fight the martial artists who resurrected? Before this commander could reply, Hua Yu and the others had already left the palace. When they heard Feng Miexing's reprimand, Hua Yu smiled faintly and said, After all, the Tianji army hasn't fought in many years. Feng Miexing, don't be too harsh on them. On the other side, an early-stage rank 8 martial artist named Yang Xing, the crown prince, also laughed and said, That's right. Ever since that battle more than 10 years ago, the Sky Plant's military has become a retirement ground. How could they still have the ability to catch bandits? The few of them were unbridled as they chatted cheerfully. Today, it wasn't just the sacred fruit feast, there was something else. The battle for the commander of the 3 divisions of the Tianji army. They said the Tianji army was trash, but was the Tianji army really trash? 300,000 Heaven Plant Army soldiers, after fighting for many years, martial artists did not retire. All 300,000 of them were middle-ranked martial artists, and there were hundreds of high-ranked powerhouses. Who would not want to take over such a force? Fan Ping ignored them and said mildly, "Get up." The commander, who was kneeling on the ground, trembled in fear and slowly stood up. "Lead the way." Fan Ping's expression was cold and detached. The other party dared not say another word. He bowed and led the way. On both sides, Hua Yu and the others exchanged glances and snorted softly. Feng Miexing was as arrogant as ever. Out of the 16 crown princes, Feng Miexing was the weakest. What was there to be arrogant about? However, King Feng's battle prowess was rather strong, and he had roped in a group of true kings. This was something that others could not compare to at the moment. They didn't say anything else and walked toward the Myriad Dao Palace. The Myriad Dao Palace was also the most important palace of the Heaven Plant's royal court. It would not be opened unless there was an emergency. Just as Fang Ping and the others were walking toward the Myriad Dao Palace. Outside the palace, some divine generals also received invitations. Those from the Heavenly Fate royal court also arrived. At this time, Ji Yao and the others had brought a few demonic beasts with them. They had originally planned to leave them at Wanting Tower, but now that Wanting Tower was gone, there was naturally no need to leave any demonic beasts behind. Moreover, Ji Yao was worried about leaving Phoenix Sparrow behind. Who knew if Fang Ping would appear again? Outside the huge main entrance of the palace, Hua Qidao and the Right Divine General stood on both sides, followed by 4 or 5 divine generals. More than 10 divine generals stood on both sides of the main entrance, waiting for everyone. Such a lineup was extremely rare. The crowd was not in a hurry to enter. There were rules for entering the palace. The people from the Heavenly Fate royal court entered first, followed by the true king's residence, then the powerhouses from the 8 halls, and finally the other divine generals. The crowd was still waiting for the people from the Heavenly Fate royal court to enter when a figure slowly walked over. He ignored everyone and walked straight toward the main entrance of the palace. Jinan, who was just about to step forward, paused for a moment. She gently held down Ji Yao, who was about to step forward. Ji Yao's expression did not look too good. She said in a low voice, "Uncle Wang!" Jinan shook her head slightly and transmitted her voice. "Let him go first. There's no need to fight over this." Ji Yao was a little dissatisfied, but she did not say anything else. The crowd automatically parted to form a path. Zhao Xingwu ignored everything and strode forward. Hua Qidao and the others' expressions changed slightly. Hua Qidao and the Right Divine General exchanged a look. The Right Divine General quickly smiled and said, "General Zhao, I will accompany you." "Thank you." Zhao Xingwu did not say much. The Right Divine General transmitted his voice to Hua Qidao and walked toward the Myriad Dao Palace with Zhao Xingwu. As soon as the two of them left, the mentality in the crowd fluctuated. A resurrected martial artist is so arrogant. I don't know what the royal court is thinking. The land of rebirth is nothing to worry about. They don't need Zhao Xingwu to set an example at all, nothing to worry about. General Mu, it's meaningless to lie to yourself at a time like this. There are dozens of true kings in the land of rebirth. It's hard to defeat them by relying on the Sky Plant's royal court alone. It's been so many years and the war has never stopped. The royal court has not gained any advantage. That Zhao Xingwu doesn't affect the overall situation, you can't say that. Perhaps the true kings want to divide the powerhouses of the land of rebirth to prevent the true kings from fighting to the death in desperation. There are dozens of true kings and top-notch true kings like Heavenly King Garrison. If they really fight to the death, our side will be in danger. Even so, we can't let Zhao Xingwu be so arrogant in the royal court. That's true. The crowd discussed. At this time, Ji Yao and the others walked into the palace. As they walked, Ji Yao said telepathically, "Uncle Wang, Zhao Xingwu is from the land of rebirth. He should be more familiar with Fang Ping. Previously, he seemed to be covering for Fang Ping on purpose. Do you think he will know where Fang Ping is?" Ji Nan pondered for a moment before replying. Not necessarily. Zhao Xingwu is a key person. Even if Fang Ping is really related to him, he won't look for him at this time. That's hard to say. That guy is very bold. The more dangerous it is, the more likely he will do it. Ji Nan shook her head and said nothing more. Her niece was a little obsessed. Ji Nan sighed softly in her heart. Fang Ping. Fang Ping alone had dealt a heavy blow to Ji Yao, Feng Miexing, and the others. If she had known this would happen, she would not have gone to the land of war. As they were talking, the people behind them entered one after another. When everyone had entered, Hua Qidao shouted, "Close the door." As soon as he finished speaking, the huge palace door closed with a loud bang. Then, on the crystal walls of the palace, tendrils began to spreading toward the walls and toward the ground. The powerhouses who were walking on the road saw this and frowned. Hua Qidao saw this and said loudly, "To prevent thieves from destroying the banquet, the imperial court has strengthened the defenses. Everyone can attend the banquet in peace." Hee hee. Someone laughed mockingly and did not say much. In his heart he was cursing. Who was he trying to fool? However, he was too lazy to expose him. What would the King Lord do to them here? Today, the important figures of the imperial court were attending the banquet. Whatever they did here would depend on whether the true kings agreed or not. Myriad Dao Temple. At this moment, there was not one throne on the main seat, but two. Li Zhu sat on the left, and on the right was a weathered old man. The old man's hair and beard were all white, and he wore a golden robe. His gaze was fixed on the main entrance of the palace, as if he had seen through everything. The moment Zhao Xingwu entered, the old man said slowly, "Are you really going to hand over the left division of the Tianji military to Zhao Xingwu?" The King Lord said softly, "Other than him, there are no other suitable candidates. What about Li Feng? Li Feng needs to stay in the central region. Lord Tianyu also knows that I no longer care about the central region. If Li Feng leaves, I'm afraid the central region will no longer be stable." Li Feng, also known as Divine General Li, was one of the 10 great generals of the central region. He was also Li Zhu's brother, but not blood-related. There were very few rank 9 powerhouses with blood-related brothers. Tianyu pondered for a moment, not answering. This was not his main body, but his clone. At the true monarch realm, even demonic plants could be summoned. Being close to the main body, its clone had the same intelligence as the main body. Right now, the clone and the main body were in a shared state. This was also the dream of all monster plants. They could walk freely on this vast land, no longer need to use mentality to communicate, do things that they could not do in the past, and even play around in the mortal world. However, it was difficult for monsters to become true kings, too difficult. The monster plants that had taken root in cities in the outer region for thousands of years were all pursuing the illusory true king path. Tianyu did not continue talking about Zhao Xingwu, saying again, "I'm afraid Fang Ping won't dare to come here. With me here, would he really dare to take the risk?" Li Zhu laughed. "It's hard to say. He's very brave. Also, King Feng and the others are about to return. If he doesn't mix with these people now, it won't be so easy for him to leave Tianji City." Tianyu's expression did not change, falling completely silent. At this moment, before Zhao Xingwu and the rest reached the main hall, a commotion broke out outside. "Li, do you want to die? How dare you release your aura on me? Do you think you can be so arrogant just because you're a venerable? Feng Miexing, I've just broken through and can't control my strength well. Don't misunderstand." Li's mocking voice rang out. "You're asking for death." As soon as she said that, Tianyu frowned slightly, saying slowly, "Feng Miexing, stop." Outside the main hall, Fang Ping had already taken out the maple leaf and was about to throw it at Li. Li's expression was livid, no longer as arrogant as before. He was cursing in his heart. Feng Miexing was a lunatic now. They had not even exchanged a few words and this fellow wanted to kill him. This was the imperial court. Outside the main hall, Fan Ping's expression was grim. He glanced at Li coldly, his expression slightly ferocious as he said in a low voice, "Don't provoke me anymore. I'm looking for something to do now. If I can't find that bastard Fan Ping, then I'll try killing a few pieces of trash." Li's expression was livid. He snorted and ignored this lunatic. He entered the main hall and bowed. Fan Ping stared at his back for a while, not in a hurry to enter. At this time, Hua Yu and the others walked over. They had heard the conflict between the two earlier and were all smiling. They ignored Feng Miexing and entered the main hall one after another, bowing to Lord Wang and Tian Yu. Then, they each found a seat and sat down. They did not just sit on the seats randomly. There were some tables on both sides of the main hall. Everyone sat at the tables. However, there were no names on the tables. Fan Ping really did not know where he should sit. However, he also saw that Li and the others were sitting on the left side. The right side was empty. There were a few empty tables on the left side of the main hall. Fan Ping guessed that they were not there for them but for some top-notch powerhouses. Fan Ping was not in a hurry to enter the main hall. His expression was as gloomy as still water. Only when he saw a group of people walking over from not far away did he regain his smile. Seeing Zhao Xingwu walking at the front, Fan Ping quickly smiled and said, "General Zhao is here." Zhao Xingwu nodded lightly. He ignored them and entered the main hall directly. He saluted the two people in front of him with his fists, then sat down on the second seat on the left. Fan Ping saw that and smiled. Then, he saw Lu Wuxian in the crowd and hurriedly greeted, "Uncle Wuxian!" "Your Highness!" Lu Wuxian laughed and greeted, "Your Highness, why aren't you entering the main hall?" Fan Ping sneered and said unscrupulously, "Some people saw that I have no entourage following me and my strength is not as good as theirs, so they actually humiliated me in court. Uncle Wuxian, are you attending a banquet or are you trying to kill me, Feng Miexing? Uncle Wuxian, please bear witness. If I die, it will not be Fan Ping's doing. I'm just afraid that someone will kill me and frame Fan Ping when Lord Wang returns." In the main hall, Lord Wang's face was pale. He smiled faintly and said, "Miexing, don't talk nonsense." Enter the main hall. Yi has just broken through and lost control of his strength. He doesn't mean to target you. At this moment, many people had entered the main hall. Fan Ping glanced at Li Yi and sneered. Li Yi's expression was ugly, but Fan Ping ignored him. "Who was looking at you?" "I was just looking for a seat. Now I know. I'm actually sitting next to this guy." The crown princes were all sitting on the left. Fan Ping took a look. It seemed like they were assigned according to their strength. Hua Yu, Purple Moon, and the others were all in front of Li Yi. According to the order, he was behind Li Yi. Perhaps they were assigned according to the time they became crown princes. In any case, Fan Ping knew that that place was probably his. There's danger everywhere. Fan Ping maintained his composure, but he sighed inwardly. Here, he really had to be careful with every step. If he accidentally sat in the wrong place, something big might happen. Moreover, there was even a true king powerhouse in the main hall. Here, even the fluctuation of emotions could be sensed. Fan Ping did not delay any further. He entered the main hall and bowed to Lord Wang and Tian Yu. He had seen how Hua Yu and the others bowed just now. After a while, Lord Wang chuckled and said, "This time, Lord Tian Yu has condensed 3 holy fruits. It's already unexpected. However, Lord Tian Yu plans to give one of them to Ji Yao." Below, Ji Yao got up. She did not have the usual disdain and arrogance she usually had for Feng Miexing and the rest. She bowed and thanked him. "Thank you, Lord Tian Yu, for fulfilling my wish. Ji Yao will remember it." The old man nodded slightly and chuckled. "Take it as a congratulatory gift from me, Lord Ji Hong. With 2 true kings in one clan, the Ji family is becoming more prosperous. Ji Nan has stepped into the divine path for a long time. It's not impossible for her to advance to true king. Nan hurriedly bowed and said, "You flatter me, Lord Wang. Nan cannot be compared to Brother Wang." After a few words, 3 turquoise fruits appeared out of thin air in front of Tianyu. They were not big, about the size of hawthorns. As soon as these 3 holy fruits appeared, many people's breathing became much heavier. These were fruits borne by a true king realm monster plant. They were of great help in improving mentality and forging the flesh. Energy fruits were also different from each other. Although the sunflower fruit was borne by a rank 9 monster plant, Monster Sunflower City's big sunflower produced a lot of them every year, so the sunflower fruit was not considered rare. Some rank 9 monster plants would bear the only fruit, which was considered rare. Back then, the Rose in Rose City had borne the only fruit. That was something that could even save a rank 9's mentality from perishing. It was considered a peerless treasure. As a true king, Tianyu did not only have the only fruit. He would have it for a period of time. However, it was not born randomly. Instead, it required a lot of energy. This was also the reason why a true king had to go into closed-door cultivation every time he condensed the only fruit. The value of the only fruit might not be lower than the only fruit of the rose. One of the 3 only fruits flew straight to Ji Yao. Ji Yao took it and thanked him again. The fruit disappeared into thin air. Fan Ping glanced at it from the corner of his eye. There was a ring in Ji Yao's hand too. Storage ring. I only got it recently, right? I didn't have it before. Otherwise, this thing would be mine after I chopped off her hands. Fan Ping muttered in his heart. He had chopped off Ji Yao's hands at the king's battlefield. He did not see this thing then. At this moment, there were still only two holy fruits in front of Tianyu. The King Lord seemed tired and did not continue speaking. The Right Divine General saw the situation and said slowly, "The holy fruits are rare. It's impossible for everyone to have them. This year, Heaven's mandate royal court messengers came to the royal court. Those who come are guests. There are 16 highnesses in the royal court. Other than Highness Ji Yao, there are also 3 highnesses in Heaven's mandate royal court. Lord Tianyu and the king's thinking is that the strong should be the one." Fan Ping interrupted him directly. "Extermination feels that it's inappropriate." The Right Divine General gave him a look. Fan Ping picked up a fruit and ate it, smiling. Extermination is only an upper stage commander. If that's the case, doesn't that mean that the holy fruits have nothing to do with extermination? The strong should be the one. Are they going to compete to determine the ownership of the holy fruits? If that's the case, they might as well give it to someone else. What's the point of holding a holy fruit feast? As he said that, Fan Ping stood up and bowed to Tianyu, smiling. "Lord Protector, extermination is not questioning you, but this is unfair. By condensing the holy fruits, you are also cultivating talents for the royal court. Everyone in the royal court knows about your kindness. But extermination is young. In terms of strength, he's naturally not as good as those older people." Tianyu was not angry. He said lightly, "Then what do you think? What do you think?" Fan Ping smiled. "This is Sir's. Sir, you can give it to whoever you want to. Extermination doesn't dare to question it. But extermination believes that no one in the commander level is a match for him. In a battle of the same rank, extermination has nothing to fear." As he spoke, Ji Yao in front of him raised her head and glanced at him. She sneered. "No one in the commander level is a match for him?" Fan Ping looked at her, his expression much colder. He said slowly, "Ji Yao, I'm talking to the Lord Protector. Do you think you have the right to interrupt?" "Humph!" Fan Ping sneered and said, "Sir, extermination's thinking is that the commander level should be given one holy fruit, the venerables should be given one holy fruit. As for the 2 highnesses, extermination thinks that the path of godhood should be walked by themselves. There's no need to distribute anymore." Among the 16 crown princes of Sky Plant's royal court, 2 of them had already reached weak rank 9. The holy fruit also contained a trace of true king's origin enlightenment. It was very little. It was still helpful for the weak rank 9 to truly embark on the origin path. However, these two weak rank 9 martial artists did not have a true king as their backing. Fan Ping had some understanding of this. In Feng Mansion, he had asked Feng Yu about this a lot. If that was the case, Fan Ping felt that there was no need to bother with them. One holy fruit for a rank 7 and one for a rank 8. He was not a sure thing. It could not be helped. There were 19 highnesses in the 2 royal courts. Previously, he and Li Yi were both rank 7. Now, Li Yi had entered rank 8. In Sky Plant's royal court, only Feng Extermination was rank 7. In Destiny Royal Court, Tiger King's descendant was peak rank 7. Xianjun and that Bai Shanhua were both rank 8. Tiger King's descendant, Fan Ping glanced at the other party with a threatening look. If you dare to compete, I'll kill you! Hearing Fan Ping's words, Tianyu said slowly, "Does anyone have any objections to Feng Extermination's suggestion?" The Right God General said quickly, "Sir, according to the original rules, the 19 highnesses will fight for one, and the other manners will fight for one. Is it inappropriate to give both to the highnesses?" After he said that, a powerhouse in the crowd said immediately, "Sir, according to the previous rules, the manners will also have a chance to fight for it. If we give it to the highnesses, I'm afraid it's inappropriate." "Sir?" In the crowd, many people spoke up, feeling that it was inappropriate. If they gave all 3 holy fruits to these people, then wouldn't they have come for nothing? 3 was not a small number. Jiao had taken it, so it was not appropriate for them to say anything. There were 2 left. Logically speaking, it would be good enough for the 19 crown princes to fight for one. They had to give the others a chance. There were still so many descendants of the true king. In the 49 manors, other than Feng Extermination and a few others who were among the crown princes, the others were not included. Before Tianyu could speak, Wang Zhu, who had rested for a while, tilted his head to look at Tianyu and said with a smile, "Sir, why don't we follow the original rules and let the others have a chance?" Tianyu seemed to be considering. Very quickly, he said lightly, "That's settled then." Fan Ping's expression was a little ugly. Above, a faint smile appeared on Wang Zhu's face. He glanced at Feng Extermination from the corner of his eyes. "Don't rush. Let this king see if anyone will appear out of nowhere." At this time, Lu Wuxian, who was in the crowd, said, "Sir Wang, regarding the sparring, the highnesses have different strengths. Swords and sabers have no eyes. Why don't the highnesses pick someone to spar with?" As he said that, he added, "This matter can be left until the end. There's no rush. As for the recent chaos in the Imperial City and the destruction of the Tribute Hall, I think we should discuss it first." "I agree. We should discuss this matter first. The holy fruits are here, there's no rush." At this time, many people spoke up in agreement. Lu Wuxing gestured at Fan Ping, meaning to tell him that he had arrangements, so there was no need to worry about the holy fruits falling into someone else's hands. Fan Ping smiled and nodded slightly. In his heart, however, he was cursing wildly. What are we waiting for? Let's split the fruits first. Also, did Wang Zhu and the Right God have some plans? Could it be that these 2 fellows want everyone to make a move and get ready to drag me out? Fan Ping's heart stirred slightly. He looked outside the basilica from the corner of his eyes. I can cover and change my aura for 1,000 meters. Within 1,000 meters, find someone weaker than me and disguise as my aura. TSK, let you guys catch me. However, there was no need to do this unless it was absolutely necessary. It would easily expose more of his trump cards. Moreover, they might not be sure that he was in the Imperial Palace. Changing someone else's aura now would prove that he was in the Imperial Palace. That would be even more dangerous. However, if you guys really notice something amiss, I'll do it. Not just one person, but all of them. Let's see who you guys can catch. He could change anyone's aura below peak rank 8. As long as it was within this range, any martial artist below peak rank 8 could be Fan Ping. You're tuning into the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.